At forward from Arkansas, number 4, Moses Moody. Now, fans, it's time to turn on those phone lights for tonight's Phoenix Suns introductions.
I overcame all the odds.
Sure. Or did. That's why. Why is my webcam backward? Does it show it backward for you? Okay, on my. I don't. Wait, bro. Just knock it off.
We welcome you from downtown on a hot Tuesday night.
Bob says, is it backwards day? Sundo's here, but not Gabe. Gabe's here. He just muted himself again for the bajillionth time.
We're having private conversations that Metro don't need to hear. All right.
Okay, apparently Gabe doesn't know how to unmute himself.
Well, I wasn't gonna unmute yet.
Gabe's trying to fix everything. He's trying to fix the thumbnail. You can't see anything because we're just there. Don't worry, Gabe's on it. He's just doing whatever, you know.
I mean,
me and Gabe. Oh my gosh, look at us. We are 2.5 games out of the 10 seed. OMG.
OMG. I can't believe we're not eliminated, bro. How are we not eliminated?
Because nobody wants that spot, I guess. I don't know, but we'll be eliminated tonight.
I think tonight will be the one, for sure.
We'll be eliminated tonight. All right, let's just be honest.
Sure.
For real. We'll be eliminated tonight. We can go ahead and start Suns Valley Wrestling.
He has been phenomenal, but really it's been what Butler has brought. He's
Going live for Wrestlemania.
Look as dangerous as anybody. Meanwhile, for the
That'll be
Phoenix
exciting.
Suns, this has been a
What's up, everybody?
To forget. No Kevin Durant once again tonight. Booker.
You wanna be on my lap?
They're going to continue to build around him, but this has been one of those years for Phoenix. They need a lot of help if they're going to extend their season. Yeah, lots of disappointment.
They're gonna need a lot of help if they're gonna extend their season. It's not gonna be extended. All we want is Cancun. Okay.
We have 4 games left. All we want is Wingstop. We have 4 games left. All we want is Cancun. All we want is Cancun effing lose. What about you, Squid? You did nothing.
What about you, Matt Ishbia? You fixed nothing. Nothing.
You did nothing.
Beal, stop smiling. There's nothing to smile about. You've ruined our lives. Stop smiling, please. His smiles infuriate me now. What a season it's been to be able to say that with a straight face, you know? Beal kicks it out to O'Neal, then to Book for 3, and we brick, and Podjemski comes away with a rebound and hands it over to Green. Wait, Butler, my bad.
in the rebounding category.
Well, in part because their guys
Moody to the rack. Stops and has to kick. Why did our season end this way? Why did it have to be like this? As Pajemski slaps a
It's
three.
a sign of things to come. This is over.
It really is Jover, bro. But I got good news for you. I got damn good news. Your favorite coach is available.
Malone.
Brew, brew. And maybe he'll bring us brews. Do you want the Suns to get brews, little daddy?
And Butler has made an incredible impact on this team. GA, we'll talk about all the reasons he's changed this team, but I don't
We'll
think
talk
anybody
about
saw this
all
connection
the reasons
go back a couple
Jimmy
months.
Butler changed the season for the Warriors. Thanks. I'm about to mute this fucking game, bro. Oh, Gamecast needs to be fixed. Let's see here.
That trio of Curry, Green, and Butler may have the highest collective basketball IQ in the league.
This is an area that has greatly improved as GA.
Hey, where we fix their problems. And the Suns could have used them.
It's also part of the reason that the Warriors
We get it.
have been able to close
Okay.
games now. They were riding about 500 in clutch games throughout the year. It's been a totally different story the way they finish games these days.
Yeah, they have so many more quality possessions, especially
Royce over to Book.
in the heat of the moment, right?
Book.
They understand what they're
Guarded by
trying to
Royce.
accomplish.
So I got a question for you. How come other teams that are going into the playoffs, as Book gets a nice lay, going into the playoffs with home court advantage are firing their coach, and we're missing the play-in but can't fire our coach?
Against the Knicks on Sunday.
That's a really good question. Well, that's what happens when your franchise is prepared. You know what I mean? Maybe they think their assistant coach is the guy in mind. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
How many games in a row did they lose, and why did they fire him? Like, that's my question. What's the
I
story
don't know
behind
how.
that?
I
And the one thing that the
no clue.
Warriors do not
No
possess
clue.
with this starting lineup is
It makes no
protection.
sense to
Not a
me.
lot of shot
What up,
blocking
Michael
out there,
McHugh,
so
Jeff
if
F. in the
you
house, Meatloaf, my boy Buzzy, Mona in the house, Nico Martinez. Is this game worth watching? Hell no! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Nico? I mean,
Official automotive partner of the NBA.
maybe God's plan is to do something really funny and slide us into the play-in, but
Yeah,
God's
I
pretty
highly doubt
busy.
that.
God's pretty busy these days. All right.
The Kings at 16 games behind Oklahoma
Beal,
City.
pound dribble into a three and hits it. I like that.
Oh my gosh, Bradley Beal, good job. 7-5.
Warriors Moody in the corner. That's his spot over there. One and done for Golden State. Richards with the rebound.
Will you give Romero his damn VIP? Good lord.
Quick release.
You know, after looking over there and seeing the word VIP 7 times, I think he's going to have to just wait till next season.
That's right. Let him
Peace,
know.
Romero.
Nice pass, Moody.
I don't see a please. I don't see a hello. I don't see a what's up, guys. I just see VIP being spammed. Interesting. You must think we're your bitch. Well, guess what? We're not your bitch, Nestor. We're the NBA's bitch. Okay? We can't be two people's bitch at once. Royce for 3. Hits it.
Good offense there and ball movement. But even that last possession, you can see some of
Says
these-
longtime fan. Longtime D's nuts, Nestor. How about that? The season's over. What do you want to watch for?
They're not able to get out and attack.
Don't freak
They can't
out.
Play quite as fast as you would like to take advantage of those live ball turnovers.
It's really been the story with Phoenix. And yes,
See if
the
I can
three
find one
stars, the three-headed monster that they were counting on.
Book forcing up a mid-range. Can we
sit
sit Book for the rest of the season? I really don't feel like seeing him hurt a single hair on his head.
You could see the holes in their
TBH.
roster to support their three stars, especially as they dealt with injuries with each of those guys at some point.
Yeah, and
So-
as phenomenal a talent as Bradley Beal is.
Your guy, Sundo, Matt Ishbia,
Booker, in a lot of ways, they play the same position.
won't fire his coach, who can't even have a 500 record, but the Nuggets can fire Malone. That's interesting.
And you don't necessarily have that.
That's interesting.
That even magnifies some of the other issues Phoenix has in terms of their roster.
Kevin Durant missing his 4th game with the ankle injury. Late clock here. Ball's loose. Beal's got to put up.
Beal has to take a deep 3 and misses it at the buzzer. Bounce out of bounds.
Phoenix comes in with a record of 35 and 43.
Probably Prince of Troy. Says losing by another 20 piece.
5 in a row. They were actually inside the play-in just a couple of weeks ago, but a rough road trip.
Butler back to Curry, pump fake, step back in Beal's face. Might have got a foul. I think he was fouled. Looking at the ref for a call. They're like, just relax. You guys will be up 40 in the next 20 minutes. What up, Jacob? Good luck to your Cavs this offseason.
Against Houston on Sunday. He has been on a great scoring run for Golden State. That was a shocking stat line. And if you watch that game, Curry made that shot at the end of the first half, didn't score in the second half.
Yeah, you can see here just the miscommunication.
Yeah, Katie, he's probably going to take a little nap ski. He wanted up in my lap.
Disaster if you're Phoenix with Steph Curry involved.
Curry was just 1 for 10 from the field, 1 of 8 from three-point range. Defensive 3-second has Curry.
I get you, Christopher. He says Malone had a better team and was there for a decade. The Suns are on their 3rd coach. But the thing about Malone is like just their offense in general. I guess it's really hard to judge, isn't it? Because it's Joker. It's really hard to judge. Like, you want to talk about coaches that we've had that have gotten carried to titles. Who's to say? Because we don't know, bro. We're not in the room. We don't know what kind of coach he is. We don't know if having your boy, Joker, your favorite player of all time, that you have 2 jerseys of that you haven't told anyone about, that, like, how do we know it's not him doing all the Chris Paul carry work? Or the Giannis Antetokounmpo carry work? Or the LeBron James bubble carry work with AD? Beal down at the buzzer. Floater's good. You know? How does anyone know? Nice dribble moves here from Curry. Gets it back to Dre. Back to Curry in the corner. He looks away after. He knew it. He knew it. You know? Pretty funny.
It's very late, Katie, so I don't want to use too much energy by smiling. I am smiling.
You want to take every ounce of care out of the Suns as fast as you can. The Warriors, they are rolling. They're trying to make their way inside the top 6.
If I just had to go off of just the first, 6 minutes of this game, this is a big L.
Oh, yeah.
Gigantel.
Bro, it's funny because when we failed the trade, like right when the trade failed, AZ Sports Radio or whatever their YouTube channel is, AZ Sports, I think it was probably Bickley, Dan Bickley. They put out a video or just kind of did a segment called like, should we expect zombie ball from the Suns the rest of the season? And I was like, that's a good title. That's a good concept. That is going to happen. I know it's going to happen. We all know it's going to happen. We don't want it to happen, but it's going to be dead man walking. It's going to be like The Last of Us the rest of the season. And we had a couple phases here where we act like we were going to snap out of it. But this is zombie ball, bro. This is dead men walking. These are people being forced to play basketball right now for nothing.
Yeah. I mean, forced. What do you mean forced? They're getting paid. They're not getting forced to play basketball. They're getting paid to play basketball. Okay. Just not very good basketball.
Forced is the wrong word. They're
being paid to play basketball. Say what it is. It is their job.
They're being paid to play meaningless basketball.
Exactly.
That they have
play meaningless basketball. That
made
they have
meaningless. Yeah.
Yes. But they still get paid for it regardless. So they're playing. They're not forced. Yeah. They don't get forced to do nothing. They're definitely going fishing. Like you can
it's
definitely tell
as
that they're trying to
meaningless
get to the end of the
as
season.
Summer
And
League.
Kevin Durant's not even playing today. I thought he would play today.
What? No. He's not going to be healthy enough.
You think he's shutting down the rest of the season?
I mean, we had 8 games left when he got injured. In my opinion, you should be out 8 games from an ankle sprain, especially the one we saw from him where his ankle touched the earth.
Touched the earth.
You know? So, it is what it is. It's just like Summer League in that we're just waiting for it to be over. We're here so we don't get fined. We're here for the sake of consistency because we enjoy doing it. But damn, has this team got nothing to show us.
Oh,
this is baby Bow Wow basketball.
Baby Bow Wow basketball. I don't know if it's that bad.
Well,
not baby Bow Wow territory, but it's hey, Kate Adams.
See, but Kay be wearing too much makeup, and she's been getting too much plastic surgery. She didn't need to change it.
Leave Up and Adams alone, okay?
You know? I didn't see that, Mona. That's crazy. Laura Jabara?
Talked to Steph Curry this morning and said, what did Jimmy bring to this team?
Is Kate Adams
What did Jimmy bring to this team? I don't think she is, because she was on Twitter yesterday asking for restaurant suggestions in Phoenix.
Yeah, I saw that report, Michael, and that's just what a great report. You know what I mean? Did you see that too, Gabe?
What report?
That the Suns don't want to trade KD. Do you think that's just grandstanding?
Ooh, I hope so. Ooh, me hope so. Me hope so. Because that matches up with his report that he's willing to stay.
You think it's grandstanding, or which? I mean, hopefully that means that they're going to work on trading Beal, and Beal's just ready to get out of here.
Dre for 3.
Even if that means they got to trade a pick with him, you know what I mean?
What this could be, and it has been everything and more that the Warriors
Beal?
thought it would.
What?
On the steal, Suns turn it over.
Did he just throw an alley-oop to a ghost or something?
The heel trap and Draymond Green, and that's blocked.
Hey, good block there, Royce. There we go. Can't get comfortable? We go. Good pass out to Royce. Pump fake. Royce. Fake pass over to Oso. Floater. No. Maybe use the backboard there, little baby boy Oso. Curry to the rack ski. Pass out to Kuminga in the corner. No good. Beal with the board. She wears too much makeup, baby. She's like drowning in makeup. I'm shocked she can breathe.
She does TV. I'm pretty sure they all do.
I know.
And they should believe it with how they played.
You wouldn't wear makeup, though.
Wearing it right now.
You are? Can't even tell. No. By the way, I really screwed up. Can I be honest? I screwed up. I messed the channel up. I ruined the channel. I haven't replaced your Sundo background with the new, more realistic Sundo background. Do you like the new one? I did want to see if you liked it more or if you want the Mark Henry one.
It's ridiculous. The Mark Henry one, I feel like that's just like my thing.
Which one do you want better? Like, I'll put the real one behind you. The real one looks hilarious.
The real one does look hilarious.
It looks like you, dude. It looks like you if you got on Balco.
Okay, this is what you do. You use that one when I'm gone, but you keep the Mark Henry up when I'm here. Okay, that's what we do. Shut up, Gary.
That is Gary's one.
Oh, speaking of accents, and this has nothing to do with what I'm about to say. I just wanted to transition to this. Started playing Hell Divers yesterday with Mrs. Sundo.
On what? What do you have it on? Steam?
And Steam. And let me tell you, bro, it's chaos, bro.
Is it fun chaos?
It can be fun chaos, but bro, we dropped in our first it's literally just like, hey, this is how you play the game. This is how, and you do the training. Here, do your first mission. Good luck. Don't die. And of course, we died about 10 times And then finally somebody came in and saved us. That was like a level 100, literally level 135 came through. We were like, help, please.
That's funny.
Help us, man. Gosh, bro. That was the worst, dude. But it was fun. I actually,
is it free?
So I'm going to, no,
Can't
it's
be
not free.
What is it cost?
Right now? 39 to $40.
Why this girl's just flipping all the cards? That's okay, because she got the first two right. My bad. Yeah, I need to download it.
Don't wait from the flip. Keep flipping, lady.
Top right. That one and top right.
Man. All you had to do is just keep moving, bro. That wasn't record time. Be quiet, S tier.
S tier Bratz doll, you know? If a Bratz doll was human.
Tyus Jones autograph photo.
Love you, baby. She says I can't play video games. That's because I was playing zombies last night with Lordy.
You were
Listen,
playing
man, I've been
zombies.
I've been killing a lot of zombies, man. And I talked
what game
to him
were you
about
playing?
My
State of Decay?
Yeah, State of Decay. But I told him about how you were playing. You and the wife were playing DayZ.
No, she's playing DayZ. I don't play DayZ.
You don't play it at all?
No, I don't want to pay for that.
I've already got it, and
well, go ahead and just gift me that game then.
Can I? Can I just give it?
No, I don't think you can. That would be cool, but I don't think
Would
you
you play it?
Yeah, I'd play it with her if I had it for free. I'm just not paying for it right now. What's your Steam account?
Oh man.
Add friend. I'm sure it's Von Druk or something crazy.
No, it's probably Von Biden.
Or how about you just give me Von
It's
Biden?
probably
How about you just
Von Biden.
How about you just open up Steam right now and tell me your friend code?
Okay. It's not like we have a game to worry about here. So
Facts.
let's get the more important things under control.
Yeah, freaking Steam codes, bro. It's Curry.
Phoenix, no more challenges the rest of the game. Another turnover.
Curry again, top of the key. Curry driving and paint floater.
I'll just say
good.
Katie.
Wow, we let Steph Curry tip his own missing.
Never gives up and able to tip it in. Curry's got 9
Booker, what a pass to Oso floater over Draymond. Good.
Rockets on Sunday as Oso Ighodaro scores.
That's the code, Gabe. What's your name?
Minutes here for Ighodaro.
Right now it's Von Sanity.
On
Curry being hounded by Gillespie.
I found you, Von Sanity, Texas. Add his friend.
Nice.
Jumper is good.
If you're Gillespie, though, you'd almost rather he have the ball from a defensive standpoint and not have to deal with all the misdirection and the screens.
Does his best work when he's off the ball, right? Gillespie misses a 3.
Got it.
He's Santos with the rebound. His first minutes on the floor.
Nick Fury Games.
Yeah, it's my old account. I'm trying to change the account.
Big lineup out there with Kuminga and Looney. And that one hits the backboard. Up ahead to Booker, coming off a 40-point game against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Off the glass.
Here we go. Profile name. I'm going to change it. What should I change it to?
How about that play by Booker?
Six-Man Sundo, Studio Nintendo.
Allowed him to have to go and relocate defensively before he attacked. Beautiful finish.
Tiger dudes, my bad. Let me hook you up here.
Just came off a tough road trip with 4
Adam, let me find you one as well. Curry with another 3.
Tonight. He made just 1 basket against the Rockets. It was a 3-pointer at the end of the first half, and that was it. 3 points on Sunday. It is a totally different story here tonight.
Boom, now it's officially Studio Nintendo.
This guy here, you finally get a miss, and he gets his own offensive rebound.
You can upload your own avatar. Hey, send me that. Give me that American Sundo picture.
I'll text it to you.
Oh,
because you know I already saved it on my phone.
It's me in Discord.
Okay. For taking that shot. But Steph Curry.
Because I'm not even here to even care about this game right now. This is just what we're doing. Booker shoots a free throw, hits it.
By the way, I have a new Stone Cold favorite moment, favorite storyline.
breathing down their necks.
Well, it is from the Alliance days.
Look at that run
Invasion.
52 against Memphis.
I watched that clip again because it popped up in my reels. I just watch it every time, and you can just tell the Undertaker's just like trying not to break so bad,
Dude.
and like Stone Cold just, he's like, and he's my favorite part's when he's like saying something. He goes, "What do you plan on doing with this?"
You gotta send me that video. I don't remember that one. I'm
You
sure
don't
I've
remember
seen it.
breathe it down their neck.
That one. I just don't remember it word for word. Pajemski, good for 3. Don't worry, guys. We got them right where we want them, all right? This is right where we want them. So, no, my new favorite storyline is for some reason, and I never saw this before last night, never heard of it. Stone Cold is like a puppy looking for his owner towards McMahon. Like, he loves Mr. McMahon. Like, he wants Mr. McMahon's approval so bad, and he keeps trying to hug him at inopportune times. No, Stone Cold. Stone Cold keeps hugging Mr. McMahon.
Oh yeah, the heel turn Stone Cold.
And when Angle comes in the room, Stone Cold stares at him like, "You're not taking my dad away from me," and he'll just run over and give McMahon a hug real quick to prove that they're tighter than Kurt Angle and him.
Dude. One of my favorite ones is whenever they're doing the cowboy hat thing.
Yes, and he gives him that little tiny one.
Little tiny hat.
Shoot it.
Oh, man. But, like, Stone Cold and Deborah want to hang out with Mr. McMahon so bad, and Kurt just keeps coming in there, and Stone Cold pulls Mr. McMahon aside, and he's like 2 feet away from Angle, and he's like, come here. Can we get rid of him? Like, we're supposed to be hanging out with you. Like, I'm like, what is happening? Since when does Stone Cold love McMahon? What a genius storyline.
They have not missed the playoffs since the 2020
from your
season.
guy,
To
McMahon.
the NBA Finals GA in 2021, and it just has been a slow decline this year. Even after a good start, Mike Budenholzer, so much promise, an NBA champion as a head coach with the Bucks that beat the Suns. It is all unraveled this year.
What's happening? I know Booker's bleeding a little bit.
Really high expectations, and you just think when you've got that kind of firepower.
We need to recreate that angle, be like Gabe,
and obviously Bradley
Gabe.
Beal as well, and it just has not come
Rom,
together for
Rom.
this group.
Who else is in our crew?
It's hard to win in this league, right? Even with great talent, unless you can check all the boxes as they.
We got WCW breathing down our necks. Breathing down our necks.
Let's check in with Lauren Jabara.
We got to clean up on aisle 9. No, but I talked to Devin Booker about it. And I
so?
said, look, even though you guys haven't had the best season, you're still in the mix right now. Like, you can still make
Kicks it back to
postseason.
Grayson.
And he said, look, we just have to stick to it.
Alley-oop. Whoop.
And he said,
Oso
keep
gets
your chin
fouled,
up.
but he
And
is
Book
going
said,
to the
yeah, but
line.
security guard said, we just have to continue to keep our chin up. He said, I'll never take these opportunities for granted, though. Walking out here, seeing
Guys,
the fans
help
play
us
alongside
out.
my teammates,
If you can
these
find the
moments
like
never
button,
get
I don't
old.
even
So
know
we're
if our
gonna keep
channel's
fighting.
allowed to have a like
Mm.
button anymore, but hit
Yeah,
that
this
thing
one.
for us, all right?
At 95 watching, and this is prime time, Valley time, so we know we're down bad. If we only got 94 people watching right now,
It's just going to be, I think it's just going to get worse and worse to the end of the
man,
season.
it might, bro. It just might.
They've got Oklahoma City
Who wants to,
tomorrow.
I mean, this is
No
like
Kevin Durant. He's missing
watching
his
your
fourth game, GA.
dad or your brother get beat up in a fight. It's like, ugh.
Mm.
And you can't do nothing to help them.
Man.
Yeah, tonight honestly may tell the story.
Gillespie to the rack, no good.
That kind of.
Yo, man says bring
Contested
KD back to
leg.
the Bay. I mean, if he wants to go to the Bay, the reports are apparently.
He's going to get what he wants, but I hope what he really wants is to stay, and I hope we're smart enough to keep him. I really just want him to retire his son. I don't want anyone else to get him, you know?
The foot of Looney, a turnover, and
Ah!
layup by Hield.
Buddy Hield layup. I thought Allen was going to get to
Forces
that.
the turnover.
35 points in the first, baby. 35 points in the first. 35
That's
points
just
in the
what we
first,
do,
35
baby.
points in
That's
the first.
how else can we have a comeback if we don't let them? We don't want to hurt their feelings. Book for 2, good.
We don't play defense. Give up 35 points in the first. 35 points in the first, baby.
Pajemski.
Points in the first, baby.
Jem, good from the baseline.
He's a lefty like UGA.
Sun's going to hold for close to the last shot of the quarter.
Why would he want to stay? That's a great question, but reports are that he kind of matches, so
There
I
are
don't know,
reasons to
ISO
want to
and-
stay.
I mean, maybe he actually does like it in Phoenix, and he wants to try to just, you know what I mean? That is also a possibility. Maybe they've already promised, like, hey, we're going to get rid of Bradley Beal, because you know how that relationship is, apparently.
Yeah. No heel. Wow. Book blocks a half-court, logo 3.
Ant says go over on SGA. Yes, for sure. Yeah, you definitely go. Yeah, if you got any bet on SGA, definitely go over.
ISO Ant, that's tough, though, because you never know. They might blow the Suns out so bad that he doesn't have to play for half of the third quarter and the whole
That's not true, because we always do a Fugazi.
Lately, we haven't even been doing Fugazi comebacks.
That's true. That's true.
You know, and I mean, they're going to want SGA to be healthy for the playoffs. Are they going to risk his bodily functions against the Suns?
Bodily functions is crazy. Dude.
I mean, come on. That's where they get you, Ant. That's how they get you. They're like, oh, this is clearly he's going to go for 40. It's like,
Well, what if we hire Mike Malone? That'll be like another Mike.
Dude, so far, like, I don't really have any reason not to want Mike Malone. But will it surprise me if the reason he was so good is because he had Joker? No, that's not going to surprise me. We've had that happen 2 times in a row to us.
Correct.
Bro, she really has like a frilly lace inside sewn into her son's jersey. That is crazy.
I mean, I know you like it, though.
Well, I enjoy femininity. You know? I feel like femininity is an attractive quality in a mate. As Burner finds masculinity a good quality in a mate, and that's why he likes you.
That is true, because Burner is weird like that.
Like, literally, in the scenario I'm talking about, you're Mr. McMahon and Burner is Sundo. Or Burner is Stone Cold. And he's trying to give you hugs constantly. Okay? It's so good.
It's so true, bro.
God, it's so weird. Like, he's trying to make Mr. McMahon so happy, and McMahon is like, look, like, I appreciate it, but you got to take care of this, and I'm going to give you an ultimatum. And he gives him an ultimatum and walks away. And then there's like this shot on Stone Cold, and he's just looking. He's not looking at the camera. He's looking off to where Mr. McMahon went, and he's just making this face like, for like 20 seconds, he's like, and then he goes, Mr. McMahon, are you coming back? No, he's not coming back. He just ripped into you and left. But he's such a lost puppy dog. He's thinking he's gonna come back.
The Stone Cold.
People didn't like that version of Stone Cold.
No, they didn't like him, bro.
But I think it's hilarious.
No. Well, maybe now you think it's hilarious, but back then,
he clearly doesn't
turn heel.
Yeah.
There was no reason for him to turn heel back then, dude.
Yeah, I guess that's the only way you could make him a heel is to make him a sucker.
No, they just needed a major heel because The Rock was bouncing at the time.
What up, Dark Angel? Let's hear what Steve Kerr has to say. Hopefully something woke.
Stuff was incredible. Great start. I just love how our veterans.
Yeah, white people, we're just bad, you know, and I just feel like we need to give out reparations. You know, I'm not going to, because I'm a good white.
Oh my gosh, shut up. Quit the Steve Kerr slander right now, okay? He's got a great son. What's his name again?
I don't know.
What's his son's name again, Gabe? I don't remember. Remind me.
Can you imagine
his first and last name, Gabe? Please.
Can you imagine being a white kid with that name? Because like people are so brutal in school. Like, he literally probably gets called the hard N-word
Oh my gosh, dude.
At school.
In the modern game, you have got to be able to impact
Pass
the
down
game.
to Richards, who stepped his
Step
whole
down.
foot out of bounds. His whole foot was basically touching the cameraman.
Shut up, Gary.
Backline of your defense, he deters
Nicholas
you at the rim. He's always
Kerr.
communicating, and he's got
Thank
those
you,
great
Gary.
great block there. And then a lot of times, it's the point of
Retro,
Yeah,
attack.
you can
and
say
it makes no sense.
Retro, you can say it. Come on, say it. Come on. I'll say it with you.
Offensive players, you've done your job, and he does that, Draymond, as well as anybody to have played this game.
Moody, over to your boy, Pajem.
That's one of my favorite clips, and the guy's like, say what? You know. Say what? I mean, I'm not going to say it. I can't say, come on, this is America. Say it. I'll say it with you.
I should have sent you this video that was like that last night. Oh,
Oh,
it was so good.
man, bro.
This old white dude from Florida just, this young black dude was like, have you ever said the N-word? And he's like, yeah. He's like, really? Yeah, I said it. Well, how do you say it? He's like my people back in California. And then he says it. And he's like, whoa! But it was so clean the way he said it. And then he daps him up, and then the old white dude shows him how we used to dap up in the day. He goes, handshake, top, bottom, bump.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, Brody was definitely, you know,
No fucks.
goose with a
There you go,
beautiful
Goosey.
idea. Taylor Jenkins or Michael Malone? Well, either one at this
That's
point.
tough, man. But hey, at least we have two good options now.
I think the real question is trade Beal or not trade Beal. That's really your question.
That's not a question. He has to go. I don't even think he wants to be here anymore. I think we you know, beat that out of him.
You think we bullied him out?
Yeah. Goose, deep three. Oh, my!
Okay, Goosey Goose.
Right where we want him.
8-point game now.
This second unit defensively been much better here to start this second quarter.
Pajemski, no good.
Richards able to secure the rebound.
Goose, do another one, Goose. You got a little heat check in you, don't you?
This is Allen and Bradley Beal time.
Goose, another deep three. I thought it was going.
He's been a great rebounder. That was an easy one for him. Green drives it, drops it. Trace Jackson Davis is fouled.
So,
by
Ant,
Richards.
you know, it's going to be a situation where it costs the Suns to get rid of Beal. We're going to have to add a pick or two. We're going to have to add a player or two, something like that. It's not going to be like, hey, who wants Beal? Raise your hands. Okay. You four people? Sure. Hey, Beal, what works for you? No. We're going to have to really slob someone's knob all the way down to the tonsils to get Beal out of town. Just like we had to do to get rid of Ayton in his max contract.
Yeah, but Ayton had value, though.
No, we didn't. Not really. That
Really,
was
he
coming
didn't
off
have
the season
value.
where he stood
If he
out of bounds
didn't
and
have-
watched your
if he
boy
didn't have
Joker.
value, then we wouldn't have gotten the return that we got. We literally got 4 players for Ayton, basically.
Nurkic. Grayson Allen. Okay.
I'm a huge Luka.
Nas Little.
Nas Little out of the
And
league.
and who's the other one?
A bigger impact. I mean, just based on the fact of where
So what did we get other than Grayson? We basically traded, you know, Grayson for Ayton. But we also gave up Tamani.
Don't forget, we
also gave up
don't forget we also gave up Tamani.
See, we had to pay Tamani to get rid of Ayton. It's going to be that again. It's going to be
Let's be
rough.
real. Let me just be real. Think Tamani would be playing on this team right now? No, he wouldn't. Vogel wouldn't have played him, and apparently Buddha wouldn't have played him.
To see a first-round loss among that
That's
group of
possible.
teams, minus maybe Oklahoma City and wouldn't
Nestor,
surprise
you
me
have a
if
VIP. I don't know what's going on with it. Maybe you need to reset.
That Western Conference, man, really 1 through 8 is scary, and the fact that there's a 1-game difference when you go from 3 to
It's not a big deal, though, because Beal's smiling every
Can't
day.
wait to see how this thing plays out. We're going to know here in the next 6 days or so.
send it over to Lauren Jabara.
Every day he's smiling.
Green about this. I'm like, do you guys look at the standings? He said, well, we all have social media, right? Of course we look, but we don't focus on it. He's like, I'm not sitting there looking like, oh man. He's like, the way I see it is if we win out, we guarantee ourselves a top 6 spot. That's the goal for us. We have to take care of business. Steph also said he's looking at the standings, but we've been around long enough to know that you don't allow that to influence any type of extra pressure or emotions. He said we hated losing that Houston game, but we know
Tyus bringing the ball up. Hey everybody, you guys ever wanted a 4-guard lineup with Nick Richards? We got Tyus, Grayson, Beal, and Cody Martin. This should really. Oh no, we lost the ball on a steal. Oh no, they alley-ooped it. Well, that's okay because we've got a very small Bud lineup in, so things will they'll work themselves out. All right. Oh no, we lost the ball again. Oh, whoopsie poopsie. Jimmy Butler over to Draymond, passes it down to Curry for a nice little open layup. But it's okay, guys, because we have a 4-guard lineup in. So tings are going to be great here in a second, according to Bud, who a lot of you don't think we should fire.
Part of a 7-0 run here in the second.
Yeah, we need new decision makers in the front office. That's what I'm feeling. You know. Yeah, I've been killing a lot of zombies. You know? I mean, it's getting to the point, man. I might be ready for a real zombie apocalypse. I ain't even scared of him anymore. All right? We showed up to this lady called us from her house. Is like, I need help. I'm getting overrun over here. So we drive across the map, show up to her house. There's 2 juggernauts outside and like 100 zombies. You know, we made it out alive, but she died. We're that jaded where we show up to people's houses that are calling for help, and we'll just be like, nope, and just keep driving.
Yeah.
Because we have all our resources taken care of. Like, if we show up to your place to try to help you and you're getting overwhelmed, we'll try, but like, we ain't gonna lose sleep if we watch you die.
About a game where it's like not real, like,
but it feels real.
NPCs, bro. It'd be different. This is like a real, like a PvP type scenario.
That's true. It's true.
But it's PvE, bro. Like, yeah, let that person die. Who cares about it?
Well, I just want to be more like Sundo, and the real Sundo wouldn't allow something like that to happen, you know?
You're right. Also, the real Sundo know what to do.
Jeremy said, what's the case for keeping Bud inside, or Bud besides that, the free agents, the front office keeps hiring the wrong guys. I think they all need to go. Fresh, clean sweep. Obviously, Ishbia stays because he's the owner, but he needs to get...
I'm gonna give you this list of football players real quick.
Okay.
Eli Manning, Luke Kuechly, Marshawn Lynch, Clay Matthews, Adam Vinatieri are all on the Hall of Fame ballot. Who do you let in?
Give me the names again.
Eli Manning, Luke Kuechly, Marshawn Lynch, Clay Matthews, Adam Vinatieri.
I think... Can you give me the names one more time?
Eli Manning.
Luke Kuechly, because he didn't have that long of a career. He has to wait.
Marshawn Lynch, Clay Matthews, Adam Vinatieri. Adam Vinatieri, I feel like even as a kicker gets in, bro.
Vinatieri has to go in. Who was the quarterback in the beginning? Eli
Manning.
Eli has to go.
Does he though?
Bro, he beat the Patriots twice and he stopped their perfect season.
I get what you're saying, but let's be honest, bro. If his name wasn't Manning and he didn't do that, would he be a Hall of Famer for real though?
I don't care if his name's Manning.
Would he be a Hall of Famer though?
If your boy from the Ravens title back in the day, Trent Dilfer, if Dilfer goes...
Dilfer's not in the Hall of Fame, is he?
I'm pretty sure he is.
Oh, wait, Trent Dilfer's in the Hall of Fame.
I could be wrong. Gary says Eli's not a Hall of Famer.
I'm saying if Eli's name wasn't Eli Manning, he wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame regardless of the bro. Go look at his career, dog.
Vinatieri goes in.
Phillip Rivers, in my opinion, is a Hall of Famer before Eli Manning. Yeah, I said it. Phillip Rivers. I said it. But because his last name is Manning and he beat Brady twice, he's going to get in.
The beating Brady twice at Brady's peak, though. At his peak. And beating Bill Belichick's defense at its peak.
Yes, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's the only reason why he gets it. Other than that, look at bro stats. Average. Good Lord.
Alley-oop and one. No resistance from the Suns other than a foul.
Yeah, Fugazi, though. Remember, always Fugazi.
Not a lot of rim protection. Phoenix kind of in scramble mode as they were getting beat to loose balls there. 2 offensive rebounds in that possession leads to that opportunity. And Steph Curry bouncing back nicely from that last performance.
Foul on Allen, chance at a 3-point play for
big time, hey dot, big time trash.
After 4 years at Indiana. ESPN has a doubleheader tomorrow.
What's Book got? 15? A juicy 15?
Thursday on TNT, we've got Cavs.
Step back for Book in the mid-range. It's good ski. That was nice.
Sending shockwaves through the NBA today, GA. Firing Calvin Booth.
Kaminga mid-range, no good. Ugly and no good. Richards with the board. Over to your boy, Tyus. Book.
Blake says Rivers is a Hall of Famer of procreation. This is true. Bro had a whole football team on his own.
Booker
Ball
throws a
stolen by
lazy intercepted pass to Royce. Curry to the rack. Lefty scoop leg. Good.
Curry stacking him up. He's got 17 now. He's played just 11 minutes.
Unreal. And
Beal downhill into the corner to Royce.
Nah, Gary,
wide
I'll
open,
say this
short.
though. He did beat Brady the second time. He did beat Brady the second time. That first time, yeah, that defense was lit. But that second time, bro, he actually showed up for that game. I remember watching that for sure. That pass to Mario Manningham was a thing of beauty. Probably the best pass of his career ever. Ever.
This pace is really creating problems for Phoenix defensively. They have just not been able to lock in.
Oh, speaking of which, I saw this reel. It was like Tom Brady and that kid at the Super Bowl was asking, like, who's your hero? You know, whatever. And Tom Brady's like, I'd have to say it to my dad, and he starts crying, and then it like cuts to highlights of Eli Manning. Boy, I died laughing, bro. They really got me on that one.
Oso left out in no man's land, a.k.a. the mid-range where he's useless. Booker working on Buddy Hield.
I would just love to see him start shooting for no reason.
Right,
just start shooting
trying
bro.
it. I just figured I'd try.
For Phoenix to create good looks offensively.
Curry pumping, shooting on Beal. No good, but they're going to say Beal fouled him.
They're not going to give him.
That's true, Gary. I was just saying, like, in the sense where people were like, well, Eli Manning was a game manager that first one. To be honest, that first one was crazy. Like, what was it, like 17 to 14 or something like that? Mm-hmm. But that second one, Eli Manning actually did show out.
I mean, that's why I clarified and said he beat Belichick's defense in its prime.
He puts
you know,
in this game that puts as much pressure.
Yeah, I agree, Gary. I think QB wins is a overrated stat.
Really rattles you. You have
like Pat Mahomes has beat Lamar Jackson every time. No, he's beat that Ravens defense every time.
Where he is on the court.
And Steve Spagnuolo, for some reason, has Lamar Jackson's number when it comes to football. For some reason.
We got a dono from the final boss, Roy Maivia. So Suns are losing. I like it at this point, he says.
Yeah, facts, bro. Just go ahead and just lose this game, and so we know there's no more. There's no playoffs. If you lose this game, it's basically done.
Yeah, pull the plug. We're literally on.
I think we're still alive on a technicality because of whatever, but because we have one game to make up because of playing them, but it's over at this point if we lose this one.
Unlocks Stephen Curry's activity off the ball and how productive.
Book to Oso. Oso into the corner to Dunn. Dunn to Royso. Over to Book, who almost can't catch it and loses it out of bounds. He retrieves it. 7 seconds. 6 to Royce. Into the corner to Tyus for 3. No good, little buddy. I didn't mean to wake you up. Sorry.
Still at age 37.
It's unreal. And to that
Field
point, because
to
now you've got Butler and
Guy
Reed
Santos.
that both understand how to use him.
Junior Dose Guy
Always
Santos.
looking to create opportunities
Kaminga for
him.
3. No good. Tyus with the
A
rebound.
completely different team. And then you factor in the
Inferno, yeah. I mean, yeah. Nobody has Mamba mentality on this team, and like even in real life, even in the league, like who has the Mamba mentality in the league right now?
All we've seen here is turnovers.
That's a good question,
in the
man.
half court.
That's 9 for the Suns. Kaminga back tap keeps it alive.
Healed for 3. Open. Drills it. Late run out. Second chance.
Yeah, hey, Dot, we talked about it.
Yeah, hey Dot, do you want him, hey Dot, or do you have red flags popping up in your mind about it?
It's all going Golden State's way here as they're up 21 over the.
No, I do not want Westbrook for nothing, Roy. I do not want Westbrook. Royce for 3, in and out.
It's a 17-4 Warriors run.
Guys, we're only down 21. It ain't even that big a deal. You know, and then there you go. Nice little lay from Looney.
You got to be hungry, LeBron. I'm talking about stomach growling.
They're
Guy
gonna
used to
say
love those commercials, dude.
they're gonna say that there's 4 players and a dog out there.
4 players and a dog, D-Lo.
Okay, they better say that.
Okay,
I better hear
they
people
better
say
say
there's
that, D-Lo.
4.
4 players and a dog. I better hear that.
Didn't he have 0 points or 2
Yeah,
points?
0 points, something like that, bro.
Runs to the locker room, grabs his stuff, and bolts.
Welcome international performer from Las Vegas, Owen Sanchez.
Hey-Dot said a lot of teams are going younger with coaches. Huh. You know, one little fumble that we probably fumbled or might have fumbled and don't ever talk about as a
What's that?
As a fan base, I'd never hear anyone bring it up, is Book and KD wanted Coach Kevin B, and he went to BYU and is doing work with BYU.
I mean,
got him into the tourney. What if Kevin B was the right answer?
He may have been, but apparently that wasn't Ishbia's move. Even though they paid him so much to stay whenever Vogel was here, remember? Like that was a big thing. It was like him, Vogel, and Fitzdale were like the big thing that they were talking about. Oh, Fitzdale's coming along with Kevin B. They're gonna keep him. The big deal. And then apparently they let him walk.
This guy over here. This fucking guy. Can we get this guy a razor blade, please, for his hair? I don't know who told him he has hair. Or I don't know why his friends aren't bullying him. Milk. You know? Little baby. Oh, man. You know what this is? This is just like those seasons where we had nothing. This feels like the end of the season, like when we had nothing going, and it feels just as dead inside as when we've already been eliminated for 20 games.
Except for those teams, you didn't have expectations.
But you're watching them just for the sake of watching them because
I know, but that was okay because you had draft picks and you knew they were young and they were still building. This is not the same thing. I was explaining this to Mrs. Sundo actually the other day. She was like, "Why don't you like doing the podcast?" I was like, "Because this team is bad and they're not bad sense like where there's hope where you have draft picks and you can just say, okay, we'll get it done. No, they traded all their draft picks and they're just bad generals. So there's literally no hope. That's the difference between the two scenarios. I would much rather be in a scenario where Devin Booker's, 18, 19 years old again, and we're just that bad. We're not there anymore.
Yeah. Does she just sit there like, I'm gonna just sit here and look like a snack and play with my hair?
Probably. He says Osa plays like they don't want him to be aggressive. Yeah, we talked about this last stream where you can tell he's being coached to be a connector, and that's it. Don't drive, don't be aggressive. Just pick and roll. Maybe you get an alley-oop every once in a while, but yeah, he's definitely being coached to not be aggressive. As soon as he gets the ball at the free throw line, he's looking to pass to the side. He's not looking to drive. He's not looking to shoot a floater, none of that. And it is frustrating.
Look at Butler and Royce still playing 1v1 after the whistle. That's funny.
John called for the foul.
They had that on your team.
And it's so hard because you really can't overplay.
Yeah, that's where the season hit its final wrong turn, where we hit that final wrong exit on the highway, where you can't get back around onto the other highway until like 8 miles.
Yeah, blop. I get what you're saying, but that could be because he was coached that way. You know what I mean? Like, they probably told him, this is what your role is going to be at the beginning of the season, so work on it. And that's probably what he was coached to work on. At least that's how I see it. I do think he does have the ability to be a little more aggressive. You not to just get the ball and pass immediately.
Second chance points on top of that.
In my opinion, next to Richards, he's probably, maybe he might even be more athletic than Richards, in my opinion.
Go! Pass from Gillespie to Book. He just doesn't catch it, and it goes out of bounds.
Dealing with what may happen this offseason. Who is going to be around next year?
Another university who went 26-4 in our last 30 games with Butler. That's true, Turtles.
Yeah.
That is true.
Steph, look at the wrist, no good. They get it right back on the offense.
He's got Osa on. This is not going to be good.
Come on, guys. Butler fighting in the paint for a rebound. They're going to give him a reward for that guttural scream there.
It is so true, though, about this Suns team. We've already dealt with the shock and awe of Taylor Jenkins and Michael Malone.
Remember how we were talking about like how our dads with dogs, they would start to like you were saying, you're starting to like distance yourself a little bit from Poe. I'm going the opposite route. You remember Looney Tunes? I think it was Looney Tunes. Remember what was her name? Elvira, or was it Myra? The girl that was like, would never leave Pepe Le Pew alone. She was like,
I can't remember, but yeah, something
there was like a little girl, and she was like obsessed with animals, and she would smother them. That's basically what I'm doing with my dog right here, Jack. He's 14. I'm spending all my time with this dog, all right? I'm carrying him everywhere. Book. Blocked from behind, no. Fouled from behind, no. Gets the make there, but Adam says
they're all taking shots at the Suns team, bro. Just get used to it.
Adam says Anthony Edwards does. I'm pretty sure he was talking about Mamba mentality, but I don't know, man. He has it from time to time, I feel like. He can tap into that Mamba mentality. I don't think he has it all the time, though. He was the one guy I thought of, though.
An NBA championship head coach in Mike Budenholzer, who comes out of that Spurs tree, a lot of success. I mean, since they
$10 dodo from Christopher Johnson said Suns team making for damn sure Bud gets fired tonight. At least we can finally put the season to bed mathematically. Official like referees whistle. Hire Sam Cassell. Not a bad idea. It is cool that we have like a handful of coaches we can look at.
Do we though?
Yeah, I mean, you got Mike Brown from the Kings. That was another situation where their team was clearly getting better and better and better, and then, you know, they got frustrated it wasn't working out.
What direction? Are we going to blow it up and try to rebuild? Are we going to try to retool?
Free throw from Dunn is good.
Questions that they've got to determine.
Thank you, though, Christopher. Appreciate it. Hello, bottom left.
It's not
See that?
Gilfy gumdrops type shit.
Locked and loaded.
Ryan Dunn with the free throw again.
For a team that missed the playoffs. And their elimination number right now
Curry.
is 2.
They get it back door to Butler. Whoa, what a three-man whiz-eve into Pods in the corner for 3.
That was just
26 points, Gabe.
Easy work for us. Easy work. Here's a 3 from Dunn. That'll go in. I was joking. And Pods. Oh, he didn't travel. Wow. He did that slow step. He did that slow step. That's crazy. Book left-handed to the rim. That was nice. Right where we want him, folks. We got him right where we want him. Zeke says, just put Bull in. That's not going to happen until...
So are we back to Booker scoring a bunch of points and we're still losing by a lot? Is that what we're back to?
I mean...
It might as well be 2016 again, bro.
And the last 30 seconds, and number 30 with the ball in his hands. 69 first half points.
14 seconds on the shot clock, 20 on the game, 11 and 20, 10 and 19.
Curry. He's dropped 19 in this first half.
Curry, deep 3, no good. Pods gets the rebound. Pods gets the rebound. They're going to get a second chance opportunity. And a third. Luckily, they miss.
This first half comes to a merciful end.
He said this first half comes to a merciful end for the Phoenix Suns. He ain't lying.
19 by Curry, 17.
We're down by 26 in the first half. Only put up a 43 burger while giving up 69. Crazy work.
Man.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to be watching reels until I fall asleep. And then I'm going to bed. So bad.
Oh, this is
Hey, wait, WrestleMania's in 2 weeks.
Wow. So what's the big card on WrestleMania?
What's the big card? There's a bunch of matches on the card.
What
do you want?
What's the top one?
There's not really a best one. There's Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins in a triple threat match. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the championship. Jey Uso versus Gunther for the world championship.
There's a
got
into
four-way
CM
for the Intercontinental
Punk,
Championship. Why? I mean, I would get why you wouldn't, but CM Punk's actually still pretty good. But what's up? Because I was never into CM Punk until recently, anyway, too. So I get what you're saying.
It hurts his badass credibility that he tried to go to UFC and got fried.
Well, true.
So it's like, okay, the lie I could tell myself, like, maybe he could really fight. Nah. So he's just, and then, I don't know. None of these guys move me. None of these young guys move me, man.
What are you talking about?
There's only one guy that moves me.
Do you know who
ain't
Braun
even,
Breaker is?
no, I don't care. He's not as cool as his dad. He's just not.
His uncle. So get it right.
Not as cool as his uncle. No wonder. He's too far from the tree.
But he's freaking still pretty cool.
There's only one man that moves me.
And did you see that WWE signed Scott Steiner's son?
Yes.
Big baby. The big bad booty daddy junior, baby.
Is he going to keep the Steiner name, though? Probably not.
No, he won't. Well, he might now that Triple H is in charge. But when Vince McMahon was in charge, that's why they gave him the name Braun Breaker, because they didn't want Vince McMahon owning the name Steiner. So that was why that happened.
Who didn't want him owning the name Steiner?
The Steiners didn't want Vince McMahon owning the name Steiner, because that's usually what happens. When Vince McMahon would sign somebody, he owned the IP, basically. Like, he literally, WWE literally owns the name John Cena, even though that's John Cena's real name.
There's only one wrestler that moves me these days.
Who is it? And why is it our truth?
And it ain't our truth. Our truth looks like a crackhead to me. Ain't nobody can convince me he's not a crackhead.
Because he definitely probably was. He was in jail.
Thank you.
Before he got in wrestling, so you're probably right.
Look, it just has the face of a crackhead. Can't get behind it. Before I tell you who moves me, can I tell you who was extremely underrated? And I'm talking extremely. Comedy and skill-wise. Booker T.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Booker T.
Bro could move in the ring and do some
Booker T was
fun
great.
stuff. Like a bigger black Shawn Michaels. Okay.
No, Booker T was great,
and
dude.
he was hilarious. I think if he was WWE from the start, he would have got a lot more respect and a lot better storylines from the beginning.
Vince McMahon didn't like him, so
because he was WWE. Yeah, he was WCW.
I'm just a Booker T. Okay. I'm not your sucker.
He said, last time I was watching him, he said, finally, I'm getting some respect around this mug. When they finally started liking him. You know, but no, there's only one man that moves me, and it's I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Now, why does Joe Hendry move you? Because he's not even that great of a wrestler.
No, he's just got the it factor. He's got got the riz.
He's got the it factor.
He's got the riz.
Joe Hendry has the riz.
Some people got it. Some people don't.
Not anybody currently in the WWE, just Joe Hendry. Not anybody in NXT, just Joe Hendry.
Okay, well then who else has it?
Literally, a bunch of people on the main roster have it. Braun Breaker has it.
Braun Breaker did not need to light your boy Speed up like that. That was uncalled for.
Yeah, he did.
Why?
You don't get in the ring and don't get lit up. You got to sell that because if you don't sell it, it makes Braun Breaker look
He didn't
bad.
have to sell it. He really tackled him.
Yeah,
100 miles an hour.
Because Speed doesn't know how to sell, so he had to make Speed die.
That's insane.
Braun Breaker has it. Roman Reigns has always had it. Cody Rhodes is. I would say Cody Rhodes has it. Some people don't like him. I do.
Blop blop. I've definitely seen that. Don't get me wrong. I've seen a lot. You know,
I think Penta's pretty good right now.
I do love the way the ring looks so cool now, and the stadium looks so cool.
Blop. I got a question for you. Blop blop. I know that you're not big on Jey Uso fighting Gunther, who. Also, Gunther has it. If I'm being honest with you, Blop Blop, I think that Jimmy is probably better than Jay. And I think Jimmy's going to be the one to catch on next year because like Jimmy's actually doing some good stuff. And he talks better than Jay. And he's kind of more interesting in Jay. He's just fat. And he can drink a lot. So he's definitely got to lose the weight. But I think Jimmy's way better than Jey Uso. That's just me personally.
Nicholas Acosta says, let's give Utah their first-round picks back and attach Beal
that's not gonna happen.
Lori Markkinen.
That's not going to happen.
Dude, I mean, I would, of course that works for us. The question is, does Bradley Beal and his wife want to open up a company in Utah?
No, I definitely.
And I just don't think they do. I mean, that's the opposite of a warm weather city.
I definitely wouldn't want to be in Utah, bro.
Yeah, it's not the ideal place for people. It never has been. I mean, they struggle with location, and he's gonna have final say. It's a really tough situation. Really tough. We could get them interested in that. I mean, we could be like, hey, we'll give you these picks, we'll give you yada yada. You can have Bradley Beal, but he's not going to say okay to that. And, you know, we just never thought in a million years that his no trade clause was going to be a problem for us. And let that be a lesson to you. I'll let it be a lesson to me as well. It is a lesson to me that you just can't have too much confidence in things. You can't Like whenever it's jinxing, it's like just like jinxing yourself, being like, we'll be fine. Like, don't even say that. Don't say it that way. Look at it for what it is and be like, well, yeah, it is possible. It is possible we might need to worry about his no trade clause. Because if the Suns were thinking that way, they could have talked to Beal and said, listen, Book wants you here. Durant wants you here. Ishbia wants you here. Coach wants you here. But we as an organization cannot have your no trade clause on your. So come here. Obviously, we'll pay you what you're getting paid. It's going to be great. Respectfully, who's going to guard us? Respectfully, we'll be upset if we go past 4 games with anyone. But what we won't have, what we can't abide is having no trade clauses on our roster. We can't do that. I'm sorry. So, do you want to stay in Washington? Do you want to? The Bucks don't want you. Miami doesn't want you. If you want to come join this, we're going to need you to sacrifice one thing, because we're not going to ask you to sacrifice minutes or shooting opportunities, which was also a lie. But that's what we were telling them at the time. But what we do need you to sacrifice is that no trade clause. We can't have it. But no, nobody in the front office had the balls to have a hardline stance like that because they didn't think they'd need it.
This is true.
I didn't think we'd need it. You didn't think we'd need it. Code's lying ass. Code and his endless popcorn bags didn't think we needed it. And don't even pop up in here and lie like you knew, Code. Because you didn't know nothing. Nothing. All right? Kiwi says, but next year is another lost year. Anyway, don't need to rush him out because it doesn't matter. I understand that.
That's what you're saying, but they're going to try.
Yes. Like, they're going to try. They do not believe in a wasted year. They would rather do this, have a wasted year where they're in denial, than admit that it's going to be a wasted year and go about it as a wasted. We're not the Spurs. We don't have the patience and the wherewithal of the Spurs organization because we have 0 titles. So we're like panicking trying to get one, flailing like someone drowning in the ocean trying to reach his life preserver. And we can't just calm down and backpedal and tread water until the cruise ship comes back round and picks us up. We can't relax and lay in the cut for 3-4 years tanking so that we can get a Victor Wembanyama. We don't act like that.
Never have.
No.
And the one time we actually did tank and get the first overall pick, what did we do?
Picked DeAndre, Tesla engine, Butterfingers, Estrogen Factory, Ayton. Okay?
Now, again, to be fair, hindsight, because Ayton was the consensus pick for us was always.
But here's my argument about hindsight. You and me, we don't get paid millions of dollars to make the decisions. Correct. Why?
Correct.
Because we're not smart enough. We don't have the experience. We didn't play college basketball. We didn't play professional basketball. We didn't win any titles with LeBron. So we are not responsible for knowing that answer to that question. But when you're being paid millions of dollars to do the research and to know that Luka is going to be better than Ayton, that's on you. I don't give a fug with 2 G's about hindsight when it comes to judging James Jones and the front office. They are getting paid to know. They are getting paid to make those decisions. Is that Book's brother?
Here's an interesting pick. Here's an interesting. I'm looking at some draft grades from some people. Sporting News selecting Aiden at number 1 is understandable for a Phoenix franchise making its first ever top pick. However, that doesn't mean it was the best decision. Aiden figures to be a productive NBA player, the kind of big man who can generate 20 points and 10 rebounds with regularity. Which, by the way,
He was doing
kind of
it for us.
accurate. But the concerns about how he fits the modern game are tough to sweep under the rug. The 19-year-old likely needs to be one of the 5 best offensive centers in the league to provide positive value in terms of his contributions to winning. That's a tough benchmark. With both Luka Doncic and Jaren Jackson Jr., the top 2 prospects on our big board available, it's hard to give this selection an A. That was Sporting News' result.
This one's for you, Burner. All right? It's an actual Suns purple fake Yeti. All right?
So I'm just going to look out. Here we go. Let's see what CBS Sports says. See here. It says, Ayton is the obvious pick. He's a big man, strong, and has the tools to become a dominant offensive big man. He has the athleticism to become a better defender than he showed in college. He will fit well next to Devin Booker. That was everybody's hope. But he probably doesn't have the most upside, and he's not the safest bet either. And he presents the question of whether you want to build around a big man in today's NBA. Grade B+.
In retrospect, speaking of hindsight, I would rank it a D+ move.
Yes. Here we go. Sports Illustrated gave the Ayton pick an A. There was no reason to overthink this. In my eyes, Ayton has been the top prospect in this draft dating back to October. And his clean fit in Phoenix, freakish athletic traits, and developing skill level make him more than worthy for this selection. He will be one of the most athletic 7-footers in the league from the outset. And the key for him will be settling in as a defender to access his full potential. Ayton has all the talent necessary to become a star, which was true. The Suns made the easiest choice here and can begin to build firmly around Ayton and Devin Booker, hoping they form a killer inside-out tandem to lift the franchise back to relevance. A from Sports Illustrated.
Does it say anything about his estrogen levels? No,
I don't know.
Damn it. See, people, we didn't know. We didn't know his estrogen
there's no
levels.
analysis, but Bleacher Report gave it an A pick.
Final boss Roy Maivia with a $1.99 donut says, I want our G League coach. Sounds dumb. Who is our G League coach? First things first, we need
going to the past.
We need to worry about a front office. We need to worry about a new GM to make the decisions. And for that, I pick Sundo.
Y'all are getting cooked by Brandon Pods.
Bro, we've been cooked by worse than Brandon Pods. That ain't even embarrassing.
Who?
I'm just saying we've been cooked by worse players than Pajemski, you know? Derry says, didn't the Mavs actually make it
different? I was like, who? Like who? He spelled Brandon different. So
they did, which was crazy, Derry. Like it was crazy. They took Trey and traded him for Luka, and it's just like Mavs were so lucky, bro. But in the end, the Mavs literally sold out to an ownership that doesn't care about Dallas at all. So who gets the last laugh there? You know? Hey, game's back. Suns up. I would keep KD if I was the GM, but I wouldn't be surprised if it got me fired. I'm just trying to be honest. I don't think it's, you know what I mean? Like that's the choice I would make.
Starts bad. I'm front running and going to bed.
I mean, hey! I was about to say, go to sleep.
That was about it.
Come on, Rich. Come on, Rich. Don't get bullied in the paint. Suns ball.
Phoenix ball.
Go back to
That's
sleep,
a great
buddy.
example of the
Gabe, if you were the GM, would you keep KD?
That's what I was answering. I was saying, like,
If I was a GM, the first thing I'm doing is I'm talking to some players. If KD wants to stay, I'm considering it, but I need to make sure I can move Beal. If I cannot move Beal,
great caveat. You're right.
then sorry, KD's got to go.
Let's see what the call is.
Well, Jerry, there's been reports out, and we don't know if they're true or if they're false. But we know there have been reports recently that he's open to staying in Phoenix.
That was in the reports, but again, if you can't even move Beal, like I said, because
No,
Beal's
you're
gonna be hard.
exactly
Like,
right. You are exactly
like
right.
you're right. Beal is going to be hard. Like you have to take a pick to move. You gotta have to send a pick with him to get him going to Orlando or whatever the heck he's gonna go, right? So that's my thing. So if you can move Beal, sure. But if you can't move Beal, then yeah, I'm sorry, Katie, you gotta get traded. And we're just gonna have to bite the bullet on the Beal contract for another year or two before whatever. Yep, and just use that draft capital to get young talent around Booker. That's your only option because you know they're not trading Booker. You just know they're not. Coach says being on Mike Malone and Calvin Booth, that's a move I can get behind. Mike Malone, Taylor Jenkins, Booth, Sam Cassell apparently for Gabe. Also Rondo apparently for Gabe.
I just want to. I would love Rondo to come in as an assistant coach.
Okay.
That you could like kind of train, and maybe you move on to him at some point because he is a basketball savant.
Oh, I agree about Rondo. So yeah, go ahead and get him.
But
yeah, Keys, that's what I'm saying. If you can get him, if you can get Beal off the roster, you keep KD because now you're out of the second apron, and you just keep KD and you just do whatever, right? But if you can't move Beal, like Beal's like, I'm not going anywhere. If he's freaking Wolf of Wall Street, I'm not leaving. Like if he's that guy, then you gotta trade KD for whatever draft capital you can get, and then you gotta use that draft capital to rebuild the best you can. Because again, they're not moving Booker.
yeah.
Now, since I'm petty, we had this kind of season, I'm blowing it all up. That's just me. And that's why I'm not the owner or GM. Because I would just be so upset I'm blowing it up. But Eli says, I think KD's gone no matter what. He got his feelings hurt by shopping him around.
Sun's up. I don't know who I would pick, Taylor Jenkins or Malone. I wanted to ask Code, actually.
Was in here. He said, I quoted him. He said, where was it at? He says, being on Mike Malone and Calvin Booth, that's a move I can get behind.
But what I wanted to
Windows
ask you,
build around Beal. That's crazy work.
Jeez. Specifically, Code, and I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm just kind of wondering what you think because we always think differently, or we think differently a lot. What do you think? I thought that was going in. I really did.
Bro. That was
dead on, straight on.
It was just short.
Code, do you have any reservations about Malone? Do you think it's possible that Malone is a championship winning coach just like Vogel and Bud?
But
that
was raised by the talent of the team that he had
specifically Joker and Murray. Is that
Joker, Murray, and Porter Jr.
Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, like, come on, they have a squizzod, you know? How do we know, Code? Like, how do we know that he's good and he's the one lifting the team when they have such a great quarterback on the floor at all times? Pajemski.
Mike can't develop. Which Mike? You talking about Malone? I thought he did a good job with Christian Brown.
Stephen Curry with 22 now.
I don't know, Dylan. Like, I really don't know if he can develop players or not. I'm not that smart NBA-wise. Like, I don't follow the Nuggies that close.
Why would the Atlanta want broken Beal? Because they want draft capital.
And they're not like a team that's ever really in the hunt anyway. So, like, I'm sure they wouldn't mind getting 20, 25 points a game from Beal 50% of the season, and, you know.
Pajemski gives it up. Curry.
Washington also wanted him back.
Wow. The little finger roll.
Washington wanted him back.
So much skill.
They just make it look easy.
Wide open corner 3 from my guy. Actually, there was a late run out, but still he could have hit that. Dunn misses. Ooh, Book almost gets a foul there. Moody to the Rizak.
It's bedtime.
Good night, son.
I'm going to bed on the next time out. I'm going to bed on the
Go
next
get
time.
some snooze.
That was not good. And you just missed Minnie. Wow, and
There you go.
Yeah, I think even if they step it up, that could.
Someone says Nash head coach.
If Nash didn't like
Completely bomb in Brooklyn, I think it'd be fine. But
They are eagerly awaiting the end of the season. That'll be a
trade Beal for John Wall. I'm sure he's not in the league, but same impact. Sure, bro.
He's been a big part of that starting 5. That is 14-1. Explodes to the basket.
And he's really been
Yeah, what a dunk from Moody.
Because they
Could you imagine being
Jose
able to
says,
do
I'm not gonna
that?
lie. I'm surprised you guys are even streaming these meaningless games. Look,
assignment of the best perimeter player.
because we got nothing better to do with our lives. We're losers.
Well, but it's a matter of consistency, and
Hey, Nick Richards with a nice clean midi. That was
nice.
That was freaking.
it was
That was
nice.
shades of DeAndre Ayton on that one, bro.
But he doesn't overdo it with middies. He doesn't shoot. That's not his main game.
I've been hitting these threes like middies,
Middies. I'm pulling threes this season, then proceeds to be scared to pull threes.
40-13. And the Wolves.
Oh man.
We've got Minnesota on Thursday in Memphis.
Done back to Butterfingers Richards, and can't hit
Okay,
that.
there it
one.
is. Okay, there it is.
Left that one a little short.
Brandon Pod, is he gonna do it?
Ooh, nice pass, stolen by Dunn though.
Done. Dunk it. No,
Oh,
bro.
I didn't know Dre was cherry picking up.
Yeah.
Right now it's
Is this real life? Why can't no one make a basket? Because we have no effort, bro.
Warriors, those are the 4 teams that all started at 46 and 32.
Because our team is dead inside. Wide open. Oh, wow, but he puts that in there. Okay.
That means you're going to have 2 teams.
Bro, we're gonna be down.
Make it into the
We're down 31.
and 2 that'll be in the play-in.
Well, it was good knowing you guys.
There still is the possibility.
It was great knowing you guys for the rest of the season. If you guys, I'm not saying I won't be back, but if you're in the chat and you decide you're not watching us for the rest of the season after this game, I don't blame you. It was good knowing you. It was great knowing you. As Jimmy Butler gets an and one on a dunk, bro.
80 to 47 is like a really funny score for some reason. I don't know why.
Ryan Dunn is way overrated. He's just a bench player. I mean, sure.
He's a rookie.
Sure, he's also a rookie whose development was freaking ruined in the
Cut in
season.
half.
Teddy with $10 super chat. Bill can't come back no matter what. If it's impossible to trade him, they have to stretch him. 5 years of his dead money is better than having him on the team.
Losing was huge. And when you talk about minus 27 in that fourth quarter. Well, I tell you, that first round, even those playing games,
they're going to be great.
That's why you want to avoid it because, as you know all too well, anybody's capable of being.
And we get the ball stolen. Pajemski bounce pass to Curry with the scoop lay. No good. All right, Richards with the board up to Grey Goose. Grey Goose into the corner to Book. Book gets grabbed on the ground probably.
Taylor Jenkins let go 9 games remaining in the season. And then the Denver Nuggets say, hold my beer.
Dari,
Also,
me and Gabe were not like who. Me and Gabe actually wanted Ryan Dunn. Well, actually, I wanted Ryan Dunn.
But let's remember
at that
where
position.
Ryan Dunn got drafted, bro. Like
Correct.
very deep in the draft. It's not like he was.
28.
Bro, we get more. Like Ryan Dunn is 10 times better than Marquise Chris and Dragon Bender, and they were top 10 picks.
Very candidly, we just are
So
not
keep it in
defending
perspective,
at a
you know.
championship level.
That's true.
NBA
I want. Hey, me too, Code. I would have liked Filipowski too, but definitely when me and Gabe were going down, we were like, bro, we both were like done.
You know who I haven't heard
Guys,
a
the
peep out of?
It'll be
You know whose career's been quieter than a church mouse this season?
Who?
Butler will
Kolek.
bench.
Because they're so stacked. They probably don't even need him to play.
Oh, they definitely don't need him. And they're just going to let him sit there and develop, right?
Develop, yeah.
San Antonio back at Chase
3 for Beal. Baby Beal!
Hey, tipping by Ryan Dunn, that guy that's not good.
And their finishing schedule is pretty favorable. They've got the Spurs tomorrow. They go to Portland, and then the one team that has given them fits this year, the LA Clippers, on Sunday to finish the season.
Healed, bumped by Goose out of bounds.
Boy wants a VIP.
And that game could be.
Yes, sir.
That
1 second.
Man, it is. You know, that play-in, which initially I was not a fan of. I was a bit old school, but once it started, I got to
Down 30, if you gauge, you come back.
So much more drama, and it added so much more value.
Come back incoming.
To the regular season.
Not incoming. Not
We're
incoming.
going to come back, bro. I believe in this.
For us,
As I get ready to go to bed.
if you don't want to be in that play-in scenario, finish inside the top 6, and then you get the bye to the best of 7 in the first round. But yeah, it's got that one and done.
I pulled a risky move last night, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
I ate my wife's dessert she had in the fridge.
Uh-oh.
It was calling to me. It was apple cobbler with ice cream. And it was calling. And she didn't eat it in 2 days. She left it in the fridge for 2 days. I think, I'm allowed. If you're going to leave an apple cobbler in the fridge for 2 days, I'm guns to eat it.
Fair enough. 2 days, I think you're right.
2
about
days.
that.
And it would have been 3. Today would have been 3. And she's just sleeping on it. Like
You're right. You're right.
I can't open the fridge and see
You're right.
apple cobbler looking at me.
Bro. It's not even that. It's going to go bad in the refrigerator. You're sitting there. Okay? You're wasting good food at this point.
But she wasn't that mad at me. She wasn't that mad. She played like she was mad at me, but she was like, whatever.
She understood the assignment.
On Grayson Allen there.
The chat is definitely not roasting you, but making your story super dirty.
Listen. I was playing Marvel Rivals. I got hungry. She's asleep. I checked the fridge.
Sign up on NBA.com/league.
You know.
Boy, super chat says Sundo. If Suns players were WWE superstars, what? Is there more to that?
Who would they be? Probably is what he's saying.
January, February, the first couple of weeks of March.
They would all be WWE ID superstars. Is what they would be.
They would all be Gilbert.
They'd all be evolved.
Gilbert,
superstars.
Road Dog, Big Boss Man. Anyone who losed for a living.
Different combinations, different starting lineups. Steve Kerr talked to us about that before the game. He said, the trade kind of thinned our rotation.
Book and Clizamped. Gets it back from Beal over to Goosey in the corner. Pump fakes the shit out of Draymond, but misses the 3.
There's our Tyler Kolek at home. Alan Gillespie.
Richards' little push shot, no good.
With this group.
And Lauren Jabbar, all those concerns about some of the
$5
bother have
dono.
Book playing and risk injury. If KD can't play tomorrow, everybody needs to be shut down for the year. I agree, Teddy. Play your young core. I would. You know what? Honestly, if you bench Booker and Beal for the rest of the season, and I got to watch young players for the rest of the season, I would be more entertained by that and be more interested in that. If I'm being honest with you, if I got to see Bol start and play more, if I got to see Colin. Well, we've already seen that. But yeah. Tori says, don't.
Tori, I didn't even think about the fact that we would be affecting the Blazers negatively by losing. That's crazy.
Let's keep doing it. Hey, you know what? Even better reason.
Well, if you're looking for a straw to grasp at so badly that you're like, is there anything that we can do to make us feel less bad about ourselves? Like, no, just,
No.
The thing is, Tori, we can't win. We can't win. We can't.
Yeah, Tori. I don't think it really matters. Look at the last.
It's not like we're trying. We can't win.
Yeah, look at the last part of our schedule, dude. It's like
to be compromised.
And our team has quit.
Look at those games and tell me if you're confident we win any of those.
Allows you to keep bodies on bodies.
We got OKC tomorrow. We got the Kings, and then who are we in with?
If playing spoiler to the Blazers is a silver lining that makes you feel good, okay. That shouldn't make anyone feel good, but, you know.
Yeah. Yep. When your superstar.
Nah, it's
What
not
team
going
has
to be like
KD
that.
ever made a
Tori.
contender?
Replay looked that way.
I mean, the Nets.
Take a look at it.
The OKC
When he was
Thunder
healthy?
that went to the finals when he was a young buck. The Nets, where if his foot was
Cut
one
big toe was behind the line.
know?
He's going to the finals. Like,
Come on.
like when he was
do all
healthy, the
that.
Nets. Like he made
Bro, he
teams
was
better.
carrying him. My name's Bradley Beal, and I went to Florida. No one cares. All right?
All right. Well, commercial break. I'm going to bed, Ski.
Before you go, is Nick Richards the sexiest man in America?
Maybe on the Suns. I don't know about America.
I think America.
Well, if that's what you think. That's what you think.
You know?
Get my picture up.
Well, I have to. Let's see. I'm going to have to do a little Photoshop work here to get it saved.
I'm just messing. You ain't got to do all that. But I'm out of here.
I got
Catch
nothing
y'all
better to
later.
do. Later. Stunning is a habit, like me. Chevy with the butterfly dose. Hey, you ever seen the Chevy with the get like me? Hey, you ever seen the Chevy with the butterfly dose? Stunning is a habit. Type shit. All right? All right, let's get yeah, I'm shocked he was here this late, Tori, honestly. He was up late tonight considering he's got to work. He must not be driving tomorrow. I mean, these dancers are getting after it. I'm not upset with them. They brought it this year, you know? They brought it this year. Tell you who didn't bring it. The team. What's up, Burhane? Let's find that picture, that Sundo picture that we all love so much. Who made that, by the way? Good job. Really nice work in the Discord. My camera looks messed up. Yeah, you know, it's been that bad of a season, you know, that I don't even really care. All right, there we go. And maybe I'll raw filter this picture up a little bit, see if I can't tweak it a little, you know? Sem, I do think they're going to fire Bud. Now that Malone got let go, I think it's going to give Ishbia the feeling of like, hey, there's guys out there, you know.
Sweet James, proud partner of the Phoenix Suns, has prizes for the fans in tonight's Sweet Seats. If you're in section 212 or row 3, get loud for your free.
Oh, yeah, that does look better.
Visit sweetjames.com for a free consultation.
Oh, yeah. My boy looking
good news for
clean.
It's not necessarily good news from our perspective that this challenge was successful, but there are no more challenges the rest of this game. They've been exhausted, but it was a successful challenge. Take the foul away from Curry. Warriors ball here. Clean strip. And Looney inside.
Looney reverse lay, no good. Oh, did Gillespie travel?
Trying to advance to 47 and 32, and you can tell they are playing with a fervor here in the third, even with a big lead, to try to put this game away here, GA.
Yeah, they know they play tomorrow, and if you got a chance to not allow Phoenix to have any hope of coming back and being able to rest Steph and Jimmy and Draymond here in this fourth quarter.
Butler's played just 19 minutes, 10 points tonight. Curry's been the story. After a 3-point game Sunday, just one made field goal. He's got 25 tonight. And you figure his playing time is over with 3.5 to go here in the third.
Yeah. It's never over till it's over.
Oh, it's over. In fact, it's Jover. All right.
Where's Don Meredith when you need it? I know you go
Healed
back
for 3.
far enough to know that.
No good. Rebound Gillespie.
Good old days.
Turn out the lights. Lord is over.
Beal downhill to the rack, steps through, kicks it out to Goose in the corner, hits it. I didn't realize my camera's all messed up since he left. My bad.
Pajemski at the controls here with Kuminga. And he'll fire up a 3. Pajemski missed it. Kuminga's there for the offensive rebound. Look at the ground that Kuminga just covered to get that offensive board and put back.
That's the thing, the element he gives them that you don't get
Yeah,
out of
for real,
sometimes.
Burner. That's
He's
exactly
a
what it looks like.
next-level athlete that can win possessions for you.
Pajemski. And the lefty can't hit it. Guy Santos is there. His rebounds are coming easy for the Warriors. And Pajemski reigns in another 3-pointer. It's been like that the last 10 games for Pajemski. Warriors are 7-2. He's shooting over 52%. He's averaging over 18 points a game in the last 10.
He has been special. And it's really the consistency from 3, but it's also the decision-making offensively. There was a stretch there. I'm talking with Steve Kerr earlier in the season, and he said, Devin Booker, maybe his night is over. And he talked about that the ball was sticking at times a little too much. And he's now gotten that out of his game.
Oh, sorry, Allen. High floater, no good. Long rebound.
Coming to the end of the third quarter.
So are we going to go ahead and put the old scrub-it-up-dubs in yet? No? We're still going to feint like we have some sort of chance at winning this game? Wow, Kuminga hits a crazy push shot. Gillespie bringing it up. Kicks it back to Oso, over to Dunn off of a screen for him. Little cross tween. Little handoff to Beal. Goes to the corner. Going to go to the other corner. Beal crossover into the paint. Kicks it to Gillespie. Over to Dunn. Contested 3. Good. Wow. That's nice.
Pajemski drives it, and he'll go to the line. Fourth and final meeting of the year between these two teams. Phoenix actually won the 2 of the first 3. The Warriors did win in San Francisco in a close game back in late December, but this is the first game in the Jimmy Butler window. And you were talking about the Clippers a moment ago. Warriors are 0-3 against the Clippers this year, but the Warriors have not faced the Clippers with Butler and Curry together.
That was BB, though.
That will be the first one.
That was before Butler.
Where are you, Swoldo?
It will be a little bit different matchup with Butler.
There you are.
On this team. And it's also the elevated play of every, like Pajemski, the second half of the season has been a different player. He has elevated on both sides of the ball. Moody's improved.
Steve Kerr was talking to us about how Butler has infused confidence in Pajemski. I've known Pajemski a little while. I never thought he lacked confidence, but it is interesting that Jimmy Butler arrives and suddenly he's kind of found a match with Pajemski in a 2-man game. They play off each other well. Well, Pajemski's really thriving right now with Butler in tow.
And BA, to your point, it's not that Pajemski lacked confidence, but he was not as good a player in terms of his decision-making, the pace with which he played. All those things have improved mightily, and his teammates trust him more. And I think those are elements of his game that have really blossomed.
Turnover. And Allen with a shot clock off, races to the basket. Pajemski stands in there, takes a block. And free throws here for Grayson Allen. Pajemski,
there we go.
Leaders in charges a year ago.
We didn't win anything this season, boys.
Effort, but
But I'll tell you what we did do.
Pajemski to make a business decision here.
We got a more realistic American Swoldo, and I think that's just as important.
And he thought it was a charge. That was a really close call. But remember, they don't have any challenges.
Pajemski's asking for it. No more challenges, BP.
All right.
Says.
That's a good question, Jeremy. They should just be booing like nonstop. You know?
I've been pretty impressed with this crowd.
Full court 3, basically. No good, though.
Turned on the team at all. I know there are a lot of Warrior jerseys here, but
they're here for the show. That's for sure, and the Warriors are giving them just that.
All right, guys, we made it to the 4th quarter. I'm sure the Suns could come back and win this, right, buddy? He's already asleep. The game put him to sleep, but
domination. We go to the 4th. The NBA on TNT Tuesdays is presented by State Farm.
yeah, only the 3rd quarter. The Suns are down a delicious 34 points. Really incredible. Really incredible stuff that people still make excuses for Bud and want to act like Bud is completely blameless in this situation. They don't play for him. They don't play for Bud. And when they do play for Bud, it's like they're not built for the long haul. They're not built at all for it. What the hell's going on with me camera? You know? Yeah, Haunted, is it laziness? Is it scheme? I don't know what it is exactly. You know? Because, I mean, sometimes they play hard for him. Not in the last 6-7 games. That's what it is, Burner. We ain't built Ford tough.
Missed 2 consecutive free throws in the 4th quarter.
They're built to quit mid-game. They're built to quit in the 1st quarter. Are you kidding? Oh boy, is this new Drake music? We're eliminated, right? Is that the case, folks? I have been feeling like we're eliminated for so long now that I don't even care or know. I don't care or know. Because in my mind, we are already eliminated. In my mind,
and a great comeback for Stephen Curry. And his head coach was having a little fun with Curry and Buddy Hield.
Toasty, Butler's not, he didn't do like crazy. He didn't like go off, but he's just his typical good self, you know?
Buddy, that's Steph Curry. Steph and Buddy Hield. I want you guys to meet each other. Say hello to Steph. He's the greatest shooter in the history of the world. Wide open. You do. He came open late. I love you, buddy. I love you.
Thanks, Kerr.
I heard Greg Popovich.
Tyus corner 3, no good. Wide open, by the way.
So many times, Steve Kerr would have probably been on the receiving end of that from Greg Popovich, and just reminding Buddy Hield to look for Steve Kerr and to look for Stephen Curry.
Nice steal here from Ryan Dunn, who then dribbles the ball off of his foot 4 times and gets ripped from behind, and then they, wow, this is some damn Shaq and a fool shit right here. Suns get the ball back, though.
Yeah, they're all laughs on that bench.
I mean, when you're up 34, you know, going into the 4th, it's going to be a lighthearted moment or two on that sideline.
What I would say about Greg Popovich
Jones to Plum Dog. All right, back to Jones. Jones over to Ryan Dunn. Beautiful athletic floater.
The greatest player in the world. Passing the blank ball, and then he would storm away.
But then he'd come back later and give you a hug. He was,
of course.
Pop was of that tough.
Hey, little white boy junior extraordinaire, Pat Spencer in the game. Fun to watch the Suns get cooked by a.
The best to ever do it.
What's that dude's other sport he played in?
From a stroke, and here he's doing well. And
lacrosse. We're getting cooked by a lacrosse star. Dunn, no good on the 3. Gets his own rebound, though. Gets it back to Gillespie. Gillespie with the little jab step. They get it back to Dunn. Over to Oso. Back to Dunn. Dunn to the rack. Stops short. Floats it. No good. Plumlee with the rebound and reverse lay.
Steve Kerr and Mike Budenholzer go
What up,
way back.
Alex?
Very good friends. Kids grew up together.
Mike talking about Mike was.
Yeah, you're right, Toasty. I bet you we had those wins with Oso and Ryan Dunn, and I think that was what sealed it for Plumlee.
Was at the end of his career.
But yeah, he never went back to Plum, which is interesting. Maybe he was told not to. Whoa! I didn't know that they had. Is that Hornacek?
A Memorial Day miracle in front of Greg Anthony today.
Guy Jr. Dos Santos into the paint, out to Heald, working on Cody Morton. Shoots a three in Morton's face and slaps it. I think that was a 2. That had to be a 2.
You were on the wrong end of that.
Yes, we were.
Man, what a team you guys had too. I thought that was a championship team, which
no booing yet.
you never know when you get to the playoffs.
I think that the Suns fans are just, there you go, Ryan Dunn, nice 3. I think the Suns fans are like basically, they're in the acceptance phase, and they're not going to boo because they're like, nah, we are what we are. We know what we are. Why would we boo? We already booed. They already know we hate their guts. Tyus for 3, no good, and a Ryan Dunn, sorry, Oso, they look similar. Hairstyle-wise, tips are in.
From this group from Phoenix. I'll tell you what, not many fans have left the arena.
It's been a good crowd, and they deserve better than what they've.
Plumlee with the foul.
The roster needs a lot of work, and it's a proud
70 to 99, guys. We got it within 30. You know that we're definitely coming back and winning this game, right?
Young star and Devin Booker. Last year, a round 1 loss.
I'm getting a little bricked up by him. You know, look at that physique.
In his second year, it's been a mess.
Well, it's been downhill really since that championship appearance. The next year, they had the best record in the Western Conference. Ended up being upset by Dallas, and it's just they have not been able to rekindle those heights. We even come close to them.
What a waste of a season, man. Pretty crazy. Good thing Book's still so young. Plum Dog gets pushed in the back on a rebound. Gets it up to Oso. He's going to have to bring it up across half court. Gets it to D. Lee. No bull, but we do get D. Lee, right? A nice lay there from Cody Martin. He's going to the line. No good, but he is going to the line.
We remind you that the NBA on TNT tonight from Phoenix is brought to you by Kohl's.
Appreciate you, Stu. I mean, we're all real Suns fans, man. If you're here at this point, if you're watching the Suns game at this point, you're definitely a true blue fan who's going to stick through with this team.
They could have,
you know,
potential for some draft picks, but hard to
through thick and thin.
Draft picks at this point.
And yeah, I mean, I do feel like I'm a real fan. I feel like Sundo's a real fan. I feel like you guys all are. Like, it's just, it is what it is. You take the good with the bad. Nothing makes the good feel better than the bad. And having this experience just means that if we ever do get it back, it's going to be that much more. We're going to appreciate it that much more. Teddy 199 Dono says Beal since he came back 24 points, 11 for 34. And that's over 3 games. That is pretty pathetic. Pass over to Cody Martin in the corner. Cody gonna keep it. Nope, gonna whip it to Tyus. They get it to D. Lee. Championship DNA D. Lee bricks the 3.
He's getting a good run in right now. Both of these teams play tomorrow.
But Burner, you'd still be a fan of those teams even if you moved. You know, the damage is done. You're already a Valley Suns fan.
Rebuild his career. Tell you, coming out of Kentucky.
Might as well live there so you can go to the games sometimes.
He had some star potential about him. It hasn't turned out that way. It's hard to believe he's in his 7th year now, Kevin Knox.
Oso. Little push dribble, spin move, lefty hook. Ow! I don't know why he thought a lefty hook was gonna be good there. That was hideous.
Great opportunity for some of these guys to get some extra run. Guy Santos from Brazil.
Chris, I think I got this Suns jacket. This is a Suns shooting shirt from like the 2019 season, maybe 2018 season.
Tyus Jones
yeah. Just what they used to wear on the court. Now they got one that says Suns across the chest. I want to get one of those. Corner 3 from Knox, no good. Out to Guy Santos. Kicks it out to Pat I'm White Spencer, who slaps the corner 3.
You can see the bench. Obviously, they all love Spencer.
Man, I don't know,
Out
Burner.
of their seats after that triple.
I'll try to come up with something.
Two-way contract, GA, to a standard NBA deal. What a moment. For
Championship
Pat Spencer.
DNA D. Lee throws it to Oso off of his stone cold hand, and it gets slapped out of bounds. For some reason, we have a Suns timeout here, probably hopefully to put Bull in. Yeah, Jeff, Suns Geek's got some dope hats, man. That dude's got some really good Suns hats. I got some decent hats, and but he's got me beat on quantity too, man. He's got so many. Here's my favorite Suns hat, actually. I'm going to swap to my favorite one. I never wear it anymore because I don't want it to get all gross. I'm sorry, little buddy. Trying to get comfortable? All right, go back to sleep now. Nothing to see here. Suns are going to lose. Oh, Burner. You know, not so much an analogy. I just feel like it's a learning lesson for us as fans. You know, not buying into hype is a lesson we learned this year. Pieces matter as far as positionally putting, like, it's almost like a revisitation in a macro way of when we got the three-headed point guard lineup of Bledsoe, Dragic, and IT. It was like, okay, yes, technically you can put these three guys together, but do they fit in the context of a team? The answer is no. So it's like the lesson we had to learn again. Yes, you can have Book, you can have Beal and Durant. All three of them have the exact damn near same skill set, just putting the ball in the hole. Is that going to be enough? The answer is also no. That's a lesson we learned. No. I got no motivation, Alex. I mean, other than to just get to the off season where we can really dig into what needs to be changed, what needs to be fixed. I think there's a lot of it that needs to be fixed. I mean, waving and stretching Beal isn't off of the table, I don't think. If worse comes to worst and we just can't get him moved, yeah. It doesn't help us, I don't think, financially, but, you know, I don't know, man, because, like, I can see a world in which he comes back next season more healthy than he was this season. I mean, this was a very unhealthy season for him. He could have a slightly more healthy season next year, and now next year, you know, he forces us to get rid of Kevin Durant, and so he's now by, you know, default the number 2 scorer on the team, and he gets to start scoring more and whatnot. But I don't know if I want to experience that, because it's going to be a hell of a season if Beal is here next season. The way people hate him, the way that it doesn't work. We got to pass out here to Pat Spencer. High arcing corner 3 is good. It's a good release. We got a dono here, $1.99 from Trey Collins. Thank you, man.
Warriors, whoever is.
Says Bud has got to be gone after tonight, and James Jones. I would have thought it already would have happened. I kind of think Ishbia, for whatever reason, has decided, nice block Cody Martin, that he wants to wait till the end of the season. Or hopefully what that meant was wait until we're absolutely out of contention and we're eliminated. But I don't know that we're eliminated after this game.
The block shot, but you know, after the disappointment of that Houston game, they've been playing so well, and you're immediately able to kind of erase that from your memory bank when you come out with a performance.
Nice
like
little
this.
pass there. Good layup.
Jackson Rowe out of Cal State Fullerton.
Tyus, Monte, D. Lee, Martin, and Plumlee in the game. No bull. Corner 3 from D. Lee is good. I know that had to feel good for him.
15 of their last 19 games, and they are having some fun doing it.
Yeah, Jeff, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I'm here for it, but I don't know if that's what they want to do. There's rumors coming out that there's mutual interest in a return.
But when you also have a leader like Steph Curry, he has a joy about life. It's a zest that really.
No, Juz, we'll be here. We'll be here the last. What do we got? 3 more games? 4 more games? We'll be here.
Joy right across them, and he was looking for joy when he came here. He said, "I think we've all found it. It's a really good group." I asked Draymond, "Have you tried that Big Face coffee?" And he said, "I'm not really a coffee drinker, but I did support. I bought the Big Face gear. I went to the coffee shop. It's great, a great time, beautiful spot, great vibe, but not a coffee guy." He said it'll take him too much over the top in terms of his energy. I also asked Brandon Pajemski if he's tried it. He goes, "No, I heard that's expensive, still on a rookie deal."
Free throw, no good. Gillespie comes away with it. 77-116. Still got a chance here, folks, to make it to the playoffs, where, of course, we'll beat the OKC Thunder, because that's how life works. Monte Morris guarded by Knox. Screen from Plumma Ding Dong. Crossover over to Martin. Rocker step. Hezzy. Hook shot. No good. Gillespie with a steal. Over to Morris. Hits the 3. I don't think I've seen him miss a 3 since he got benched. Every time he comes in, he hits every 3 he takes. Yowza! Missed dunk there.
Such a great point you guys bring up, because it's incredible as a
and Monte Morris with a nice little scoop lay.
You know, that's one thing that everyone who's played with him will tell you.
Monte Morris is another reminder to me that Bud doesn't know what he's doing with lineups. Monte Morris did nothing to deserve not being the backup point guard, and he got replaced a month into the season for good. Really weird. Really weird.
Embraces it, and you can see that joy. And
Pat Spencer for 3. No good. Putback is a foul on Plum Dog. 4:20 on the clock. Perfect time to take a little toke.
25 points in 26 minutes for Stephen Curry. He's just 3 3-pointers shy of 300 in a season. And I'm sure that'll be something to look out for tomorrow night against San Antonio.
I don't think Nader had anything to do with this L, Burner, and you never should have had a Nader jersey to begin with.
You got an MVP vote?
I have an MVP vote, and get the pleasure of voting for all of our postseason.
Yeah, awards. Anthony, I knew this was going to be exactly what this was. I think all the games, all the rest of our games are going to be just like this.
A lot of deserving players this season.
I mean, it might even be.
65-game limit.
No, Burner, Kamala, she used to lock a lot of people up in prison and keep them in prison for extended circumstances so that they could make license plates and fight fires like slaves. But then she went on the Breakfast Club and they asked her if she ever smoked weed, and she said, "Yeah, I smoked some weed. I did inhale. I did." They said, "Oh, well, what were you listening to?" And she said, "Oh, we was listening to Tupac. Oh, really? It's a biggie? It's a biggie." And then you go back and look at it, and she was in college before Tupac or Biggie ever dropped an album. But that's not the important thing. The important thing is to believe all women. I feel like I haven't taught you how to be a good person yet, and I'm going to work on that. D. Lee pulls up. Giggity! Nice shot. Nice 3.
So many teams that feel like they
I'm a Kamala stan. I got to do the impression, you know? Oh! Shit! Oh, my God. That dunk from Trayce Jackson-Davis was crazy. Whoa. Good Lord. Nice little Euro there from Cody.
Jackson Davis has had a couple of thunder jams. Had a couple of the lobs from Curry.
Spencer working on Gillespie. Turnaround midi. Woo! That was pretty. That was pretty.
Clown drowning right now.
Draymond's leading the pack. He's sitting amongst the fans in the first row.
All right, Gillespie with a 3. 90 to 125. I'm kind of personally hoping we don't get to 100 points. I feel like it'd be a lot funnier if we didn't. Plumlee with the rebound. 2.5 minutes to go. Gillespie going to stop and pop. No good. Rebound here from Knox.
And Memphis and Minnesota is going to be one to watch. Minnesota lost in Milwaukee tonight.
3 from Knox. It looks good. It isn't. Rebound, though, for the Warriors.
Memphis beat Charlotte.
And a foul by Plumlee. Going to the line. We got a $2 donut from Anthony. Thank you, Anthony. Says, how the F has Malone and Jenkins been fired but not Bud? Very interesting. Doesn't make sense to me. You know, Ishbia has the reputation for being the type of guy that makes fast, quick, sweeping change, so it's really weird. I do think Ishbia made a decision a while ago that he's been sticking with, which was, I'm going to wait until either the very tail end of the season, like its season's over, or maybe that will register as the same thing to him once we become eliminated. Yeah, I want Jenkins, Alex. I'm very interested in Malone now. I think they need to do a good, long coaching search and not have James Jones or Matt Ishbia be the final say. You know? I don't know. I mean, is Tom Izzo leaving college? Haunted Kiwi, I just can't see it, Kiwi. I can't see it. I just can't see him not firing Bud at all. I really do think we're going to get that little bit of reprieve from this season, you know? Oh, Kiwi. I don't think he doesn't. I think that's looking too far into it to say he doesn't care about the Suns anymore. He's a competitive guy. Number one, he's a competitive psycho. He cares about winning. He's won before. He's won a national championship before. He's uber rich. He has an ego. All these things lead you to believe that he cares about winning. There's just nothing he can do about it. There's a difference between, like, if me and Bernard did like a arm wrestling competition, it's like, it doesn't matter how bad I want to beat Burner. It doesn't matter how bad I want it. It just, can I beat him? No. Well, then I'm going to lose. But I want it really bad. And you're like, you don't want to beat him. No, I do. He's just stronger than me. Can't do it. You know. Anthony with the $5 dono says $50 million to Ishbia, who's worth $10 billion, mathematically equivalent to a man making $50K, spending $250. Thank you. And I agree. That's another reason why it doesn't make any sense. Hey, we got a season-ending raid from the Sports Fury. What up, Sports Fury? Hey, tell Roca, proud of him. I'm excited for him. Congratulations to the Warriors. You guys got what you needed in Butler, and it worked out. And I'm glad somebody got it. You know, good for you. Good for my boy Roca. Thank you guys for raiding us. Hit the like for us. Thanks for subbing if you want to. We'll be back every game for the Suns this season and next, of course. But, we're hanging in there, guys. And let me tell you this, Warriors fans that are in here now. Don't think the Suns can't come back and win this game, because they might. In fact, they probably will. So hang on tight. All right, everybody in here that's not from Sports Fury, go check out Sports Fury and give them a like and give them a sub. All right, backdoor cut from Morris. See, Warriors, we just scored. I can smell the sweat on Warriors fans right now. Appreciate it, Rita. Thanks, everybody.
3 games to go.
What's going on with the score? Oh, this is a glitch. ESPN has it screwed up. The Suns are actually winning by 5 right now, but ESPN's just they're being sus. All right, and there's another 3 from Jackson Rowe. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, we've been through worse, Sam. Believe it or not, the Suns have been down bad like this before. All right, but we're going to rise from the ashes like a phoenix in 15 to 20 years, but we'll be there. All right, and you're going to be scared in 15 to 20 years. Oh, you'll be so scared. I feel bad for you in 15 to 20 years, Warriors fans. All right? Gillespie, no good.
To give you an appreciation for the New York Knicks and their fan base.
Yeah, for real predictions. I ain't never heard of Jackson Rowe before, but good for him for getting in the game and scoring. Thank you, Justin. What up, Moises?
Both teams go up and down the court 3 times.
Kim in the house. Thank you guys for the love, Sports Fury. Boy, we needed it.
And it was shocking. So to go from that to where you're down 40.
Knox hits.
And your fans are just here having a good time. That's,
you know who's hanging in here?
Yeah.
Kay
and Pops. Pops having a good time.
So Kay told me her dad's name's Chester.
Ain't no way you only weigh 110 pounds, Burner. That would be insane.
So that's the English pronunciation. What's the how would they pronounce it in
no idea.
Polish?
I mean,
D. Lee.
I wish you'd asked me that earlier.
Over to Monte. Monte backing it out. 13 seconds. Over to Plumlee. Plumlee with the between the legs dribble. Spin move. Suns might win. Goes up hard. Misses. Going to the line, though. I know, Francisco. Like, this game should have been over forever ago. All these stupid fouls and challenges of plays that don't matter.
TNT postgame show presented by Kia.
Appreciate it, Andrew, but I just want us to lose out and be done with Bud, you know.
Full of drama, even when you get to the finish line with the Nuggets making a coaching change.
Plumlee, free throws are good. Warriors are scared shitless right now. Only up 131 to 93.
Is that right?
All right, they couldn't even beat us by 40. Feel bad for them.
No, don't thank me, thank Rob.
Spencer into the corner.
I got them all.
Thought Trace Jackson Davis was going to take a 3, but he didn't. Knox. Baseline. He wants to take it up. He does. Pump fake. And he's good over Plum Dog.
That's what you get. That's what you get for still.
Of course we have a chance, Juz. See that 3? D. Lee just saved the game for us. Spencer over to... Okay, I think they're going to dribble it out here and be respectable. I appreciate that.
Bring this one to a finish.
Ooh, boy.
Would be insane, Alex. I think the best thing for us, Alex, the best thing for us would be if Cooper Flagg enjoys playing at Duke and wants to stay one more year. That would be awesome. D. Lee, deep 3. No good. Thought he was going to hit it, though. He thought he was going to hit it. I did not. Suns lose! Suns lose!
133-95.
38-point loss.
38-point victory for the Warriors.
Suns are
Remember, they were
completely buried in the standings.
They jump up to the number 5 spot with that Minnesota.
You know what's the worst part? I don't even think we're going to get a Bud interview because this isn't the Suns network. You know? I don't even think we're going to get to hear from Bud. Jalen Williams says, I took a nap and woke up to this. Should have stayed asleep, my guy. Should have just slept through till tomorrow.
His time on the floor was brilliant. 25 points in 26 minutes. And
Beal and Butler embracing, you know? That's an awkward hug.
Phoenix Suns team without Kevin Durant, and they came out here and established themselves right away. Came out with serious force. I saw Steph.
Jalen, is it officially? I mean, I know it's officially. You know it's officially, but what does the math say? Is it mathematically over? Because that's what I'm wanting. Damn it, I hope we're not, Wendell. I don't want to be in the race. Because we're not in it. Nothing good could happen from making the play-in, and we won't. So there's no reason to even think about making it.
Thanks so much, VA. Appreciate it. Steph, I know we talked this morning. You said it's cliche, but you have to just take care of one game at a time. How were you able to come out tonight and assert that dominance early?
Oh, it was easy. You see, we were playing the Phoenix Suns, and it seems like they've given up a long time ago. And so we knew we were going to come out here and just kind of daydream sleepwalk ourselves into a 40-point win. And, the fact that we didn't win by 40 is kind of crazy. It's kind of nuts. I think some people are going to have to be fired.
The defensive side, I know that starts with Draymond Green. He does everything defensively. What does he mean to this team, and what can't he do on the defensive side?
Well, versus a team like the Suns, I'm glad you asked that. Versus a team like this, he's basically God. He's basically Dennis Rodman mixed with God. You can't underestimate what he can do. He can hit threes versus Suns because they don't play defense. He can score in the paint because they don't play defense. And then they can't do anything on offense when they're being defended by him. So basically, I would have to say he's like a God against the Suns, who quit, by the way.
I know the last 2 months have to be fun having Jimmy Butler on this team. You guys are 22-6 now since the trade deadline, since Jimmy has gotten here. How has he helped to galvanize this team and bring back that belief? Now you guys are 3 games away from the playoffs.
Well, we kind of slid in there and took him away from the Suns there, didn't we? It's kind of funny if you think about it. They needed exactly his particular set of skills like Liam Neeson, but they couldn't get him. And then we went in and offered him the max deal that he wanted. It turns out he didn't even want to go to Phoenix. It was all about getting the guaranteed money. So once we figured that out, we nabbed him, which ruined the Suns' season. We couldn't be happier about it. Our season completely turned around the way they hoped theirs would. And he's made everybody else's job a little bit easier. So we got to be able to carry that and just keep playing at a high level.
Congrats on the win. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Guys.
Stephen Curry goes for 25. Thank you, Lauren, and thanks to the chef for spending a little time with us. Warriors have won 15 of the—
That was an interesting postgame. I didn't expect him to say all that. I didn't expect him to be so upfront and honest. But he really hit us with the truth. What's up, Leland? Oh, Wendell, don't even fight back, man. Don't even fight back. Who cares? It's over. All right? I mean, it is Jover. We got about as much chance of getting into the play-in as Kamala Harris does of getting elected president after a recount. Not happening. DC says, Gabe, I'm impressed with how you've kept it together all season. Well, there comes a point to where how can you even... there comes a point where even the fish stops flopping and flailing while he's on the line, and he's like, it's over. Just reel me in. Just reel me in. I can't even breathe out here. I'm just going to go ahead and lay here and die. You guys go ahead and have at, There's nothing to fight. Definitely numb to the pain. Definitely numb. In a way, this is a lot less upsetting than if we really had a shot towards the end and we were having to sit here and watch them blow it at the end, Appreciate you, Adam. Appreciate you. But we did this to ourselves, Adam. We did this to ourselves with arrogance and having no foresight and acting before we think, I don't know how the Josh Jackson fans are going to deal with this season. Tomsk says historic season. It really was historic. It's historic NBA-wise because I don't think there's ever been a team that made as much money as the Suns. Sorry, paid as much money to the Suns paid to their players, and then also didn't make the playoffs. I don't know if that'll ever be done again. So you can at least say that we're one of a kind, right? Final Boss Roy, 199 Dono, thank you, brother, says the Chumps were always here. They never left. They took a break. They started getting good for a while, but they back. All right. Most expensive team ever. Adam says just the risks of going all in like the Suns did. True. And I disagree with Sundo. He was saying it's worse to be in the situation we're in now than the situation we were in when we didn't have any, good players on the payroll, so to speak, and we had no hope, I think it's still better to have hope. I think it's still better to have Durant on your team and Book on your team and think going into a season things are going to be good. And if they don't, you're blown away by it. Because going into the season with no hope, knowing that your roster can't compete, that sucks, man. And I had enough of that. So that's why I'm kind of on the Ishbia side of things, where I'm willing to be stubborn right along with him and try to continue to win now, even though it's not likely to happen. Yeah, S. I think that was where the Suns started straddling the line of this could go good, this could go bad. When they got Durant, but they didn't bring Durant to a team that was ready to win. They exchanged what made them ready to win for Durant. And it was kind of like, well, maybe we could do this with just Durant. Maybe he's so great, we don't need the defensive Michaela and the three-point shooting from Cam Johnson and the scoring from Mikal. Maybe we don't need that because Durant will be so good. Wrong. You're wrong. So that was but things were still okay. Remember, we took 2 games off the champs that didn't lose a game to anybody in the playoffs except 2 to us. So that tells me things were still, they were still teeter-tottering. It wasn't Jover yet. But then they made the trade for Bradley Beal, which I championed wrongly. And a lot of us did. And that was the moment that things teeter-tottered over to the negative side of it's over now. We just didn't know it. We didn't know it. They did one too many moves. They did one too many moves. They probably should have just kept Chris Paul, even though that seemed insane at the time. And just found another way to try to get rid of Shamet instead of the way they did. So you needed James Jones or Matt Ishbia to stand up and say, I know this sounds awesome, but it might not be, because all of these guys, these 3 guys, do the exact same thing. We will have no functionality to put players around them as far as contractually. We'll have no ability to put a team around them. And if it doesn't work, we're going to be stuck with Beal. Someone needed to step up and see that as a possibility. Somebody who's being paid millions of dollars. But that's why GMs get fired for situations just like this. Luis says Bud and JJ need to be fired tonight. I think tonight's a fine night to do the firing. I think tonight would be great. Okay, they lost a game to the Heat. That's right. The lure is that we were the only team that took 2 off of them. Thank you. Great correction. Bud sucks, but the role players on the Suns are awful, says Adam. I don't hate the Suns role players. Even at the end here, I still like what Royce can do combined with Grayson. I like what they can do together as far as one's usually hot while the other is not. And if they're both hot, you can't lose. I don't hate Nick Richards. I just hate the way he's used. I don't hate, I kind of turned my back on Tyus. Tyus kind of got annoying, but I think there were things that could have been done. I think the coach deserves a lot of the blame. I think he is clueless on how to fix things if he doesn't have Giannis trucking people to death and hitting 100% of his free throws in the finals. I think he's clueless. He just doesn't know what to do. He does not know how to fix problems. So, but at the same time, if you disagree with me, I'm not hating on you. I'm not telling you you're wrong and I'm right. I'm just saying we disagree is all. You could very well be right. It could be the players, not Bud. Just that's not the way I read it. And I watched every second and am going to continue to watch every second of every game. So it's not like I haven't been here for all of it. Haunted Kiwi disagrees, says, no, F the players. I've seen tons of losing seasons, Sun seasons, and they didn't play this bad. Okay. Alex said, Bucks fans said the same thing. Same things, which drives me crazy. Which drove them crazy. Arthur says, that said, we do need better players. Yes. Yes, we do. James says, fire Bud tonight. It was hard to watch this tonight. He couldn't even give the fans the joy to see their favorite player in for a minute of a blowout. It is pretty insane. Oh my God, Bud, but why didn't he play Bull at all? What a bitch.
There's no justification for it.
Oh, I don't think there is either,
well.
Bud. No, you didn't, Bud. You didn't play well.
Golden State did.
Yes, they did, Bud. Just like everyone else that plays your bullshit defense.
Like, I got to focus on tonight, and I totally respect that. But how could you not, or how difficult is it to not think about what your future might be here when you're having a game like tonight?
Yeah, bitch, answer the question.
No,
Don't shake your head.
We come and we work and we focus on the game, and that's what we're supposed to do, and that's what we do.
Coach, every game at this point being a must-win.
Shut up, bitch!
Feel like for the team to have a performance like this in that type of scenario, does it feel like the group has given up on the season?
No, I mean, we didn't play well.
Shut up, bitch!
But I would never say that.
Shut up, bitch!
It was a tough night for us. The guys were, they were good this morning. We didn't play well, and give Golden State credit.
Do you feel
Shut
like
up,
they're
bitch!
still receptive to everything you and the coaching staff are imparting on them?
Yeah, I mean, we're going through a tough time. We can't win a game, and we need to. We're kind of at the, I think there's a mathematical chance still. There's still an opportunity,
Shut up,
so we got
bitch!
to keep playing. Yep.
Coach, what we've come to expect from guys out injured is to come here in the first half, get their work done with the physios, and then come back out for the second half. We didn't see Kevin. Was he here tonight?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so he was getting his normal work in and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he was getting rehab back in the back, I think.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Coach, it was the sixth time in the past 2 weeks that an opposing team has scored more than 65 in a half. They did that in the first half tonight, 64 in the second. How much of that is execution and personnel against just plain effort on the defensive side?
Golden State executed at a high level. They made shots at a high level. We weren't good enough defensively to give up 65. Multiple times is not good. Defensively, we're not good enough.
Shut up, bitch!
Thanks.
I didn't hear that. That looks like a man that knows his ass is fired. Am I wrong? Yeah, and that's why I like watching him, Alex. I like watching him have to answer for his crimes against humanity. I want to hear him get his feet held to the fire and have him asked simple questions. I wish somebody would have asked him, you put in the scrubs for the entire game, or for the entire fourth quarter, basically, the end of the fourth. Was there any consideration to putting Bull in? And if not, why not? And then if it was me asking the question, I'd say, you stupid bitch. Luis says, Bud really made Frank Vogel look like an amazing coach. Absolutely. He made me want Monty back. Like, I legitimately would rather have Monty back. Because the problem with Monty was him and Ayton. No, Adam, it's not about Bull being the answer. It's not about that at all. It's 0% about Bull being the answer. It's about the fans love bull, and you have no chance of winning the game. So why not reward your fans who paid money to come to this game, reward them by letting them watch their fan favorite play? But you held that back from them as well. You said, nah, he doesn't even deserve to be out there when the game is down 40. That's weird. That's a weird way to treat the fans. You could have done something easy for the fans but no, you wanted to keep Ryan Dunn out there at the end. Why? So you can risk him getting injured? Everything he does is weird. Like, there are times where I've said, wow, that was a great play call by Bud. But it's been like a handful. I could probably count them many times on my hand. No, Roy, Vince McMahon was a genius. Bud is the opposite of that. Bud is Vince Russo, okay? Adam says, wasn't Bull starting like 5 games ago? It was probably more like 15, 20 games ago that he was starting. And then he had a couple of games where he wasn't shooting hot. He got pulled out halfway through the game, never to be seen from again. You know? All right, so LOL says Bull took 4 bad shots, committed a turnover, and was banished for the rest of the season. Yep. Jacob says, how many times do you think Durant, a guy who is so in tune with every nuance of basketball, hears Bud say, okay, guys, go and play random L? Seriously, like that, but I will tell you, for the record, it feels like Durant hated Vogel more than he ever hated Bud. Blessing in disguise, says Zambuki. We're not making play-in. Maybe that'll force Bud firing. That's what I'm saying, man. That's the only reason it sounds like I'm rooting for our downfall at the end here. Because I am. I really am. Alex says, I told people Vogel wasn't the issue. Might have been right. I mean, he had to go because we weren't going to pick him over Durant, and Durant stopped talking to him for like the last 3 months of the season. So that was also a situation that had to be rectified. However, he's better than Bud, no question. Johnny Dang says, Gabe, what trade would you like to see for KD? I would like to see him go to the Knicks, and we get McHale and some value, some other assets back. I am not saying that will happen. You asked me what I want, and that's what I want. Okay? Who else up here? Nicholas says, Ryan Dunn didn't play for a month, then coach starts him. Coach Bud did a worse job coaching than the Suns playing. I agree with that. Chuckster says, we've had 2 back-to-back bad seasons with KD, and the schemes they run for him makes us horrible. KD and predictable offense, a lackluster defense. Alex, I'm done with Clay. Like, I've got this buddy that I hoop with at Lifetime on like Monday and Wednesday night, and he's a Dallas fan. And he's really good at basketball too, bro. Big Luka fan. We've talked all about the Luka stuff. And at the beginning of this season, before, like in the off season, before the season started, I was like, what's going on with Dallas? What are they doing? And he's like, hey man, we got Clay. And I looked at him in the face and I said, don't do that. Don't do that. He's like, what? We got Clay. He's like, what? I said, don't. I said, maybe he has a resurrection this year, but Clay is washed. He is acid washed. And I felt bad after I talked to him because I could tell he didn't have that impression. So maybe he wasn't watching Golden State as closely as I had that year. And I felt like a dickhead for saying that to him because he's a nice guy. But I ended up being right. And I don't think that he's going to get any better, and I do not want him on our team. I'm just not sold on him. You know. Well, Burner, I mean, I'm here in Austin, so there's a lot of Mavs fans here, you know. Yeah, Adam, I mean, honestly, I'd rather be in our situation than the Mavs. And I think that's kind of crazy, but it's like at least we're not about to lose our team, knock on wood, yet. If you know what's really going on with the Mavs, like, it's bad. It is scary time. Unless Texas, as a state, somehow decides that they're going to allow gambling, which they've been against since the inception of gambling, they're probably gone. And I think that's so unfair. You should not be able to rip a historically successful team, both win-wise and support-wise from fans. You shouldn't be able to take a good team. You should only be able to take terrible teams out of state and move them. And that's why they're trying to make themselves terrible. Believe it or not. I mean, only Roy, only if Beal doesn't mind playing for McDonald's. If he's okay to be traded to McDonald's, he'll do it. Damn, that's making me hungry. Almost midnight. It might be time to order a pizza, people. We might really be there. Harvey's good. He's sleeping in the other room protecting my wife right now. Chilling. I got my favorite dog and my oldest man right here. And Helly is in another bed. Snoozing. Arthur said Dallas at Sacramento would be some good theater, in my opinion. Are you talking about like for the play-in? Yeah. Man, can you imagine the stress you would have if the Suns went into the play-in knowing how worthless we are? How soft we are? We are not built for a one game and you're out type situation. We would not be able to do it. Roy says, am I going to watch the playoffs? Honestly, I probably won't. I will do what I do for the Chicago Bears. I will ignore it to fast forward the season. I'm going to fast forward the playoffs by not watching. And I'm going to focus on other things like the Suns off season. I'll be really focusing on the Suns off season. I'm pretty sure we are doing Wrestlemania stream, Burner. You know? What did Beal have tonight, says Mo Dizzle. Let's pull that up. Without looking, I'd say there's no way it was more than 10 points. Seven points. 7 points for your boy, baby boy Beal. And I'm always giving players leniency. A lot of you guys get mad at me for talking about rust. I'm always telling you guys, look, they're going to be bad when they come back. Or they might be good the first game, but they're going to be bad the second and third game. Like, it's just how rust works. I think Bradley Beal's been back long enough that one of these games should have been good, and none of them were. So I just feel like he's in his own mind, didn't stay ready, doesn't care like he used to. I think he doesn't care like he used to. You know? Chuckster says Grayson and Book were the only two people in double figures. It's disgusting. And you would have got 25 to 30 from Durant, and that still wouldn't have been enough to win this game. You know? It is Jover. Let me look at the standings. Let's take a final little look here just for giggles. You know? All right. So we are the 11th. Everyone else is eliminated. We are not eliminated. We need the Mavericks to lose. What does PB mean? What does PB mean for the Kings? Anybody know what PB means next to their name? We need the Mavs to lose tomorrow. I believe they play the Lakers. So if they lose, let's see. They need to lose to the Lakers. Toronto at home, who, trust me, Toronto ain't trying for nothing. And Memphis. The Memphis Grizzlies. I could see them losing 2 out of 3. I don't see them losing all 3. But let me ask you this. Do you see the Suns winning out versus Oklahoma City, San Antonio, and Sacramento? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see the Suns losing their last 10 games. I just do not see a win. It's over. It is over. All right? It's over. So, but of course, we'll be here for that next game, folks. We're going to be here for the Oklahoma City Thunder tomorrow night, 9 p.m. I need to get my boy Vape Daddy on the stream. He's a big OKC fan. Yeah, Luis, that 4-game stretch definitely fooled us. Definitely fooled us. You know? Yeah, I hope he's gone, Arizona Sports Show. I really do. Roy says we're going to get our back shattered tomorrow as well. I mean, they're already shattered, you know? You know what we are, Roy? We are Vince McMahon laying in the hospital bed with a cast on our ankle, and OKC is going to come in like Stone Cold and start punching our cast. That's where the Suns are at right now. All right? And is Katie coming back tomorrow? I can't imagine that they would put him out there on a tender ankle when they know good and goddamn well that we are not getting into the play-in. I think it would be so reckless to put Kevin Durant out there. Almost as reckless as them allowing him to play and trying to get him to come back early for the Warriors when he ended up tearing his Achilles. Yeah, Arizona Sports. I would also, especially because the game versus the Lakers, like let's say the Lakers lose to the Mavs. If that happens, do not play Devin Booker. As soon as we're eliminated, they need to pull the guys. It's just the right thing to do for our future if we have one. But I'll tell you this, guys. It's super fun hanging out with you guys still. Thank you for hanging out with us. And things will be better next season, at least for the first chunk of the season before we're eliminated. And that's fun to look forward to. All right, so thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Of course, we will see you tomorrow night if you guys want to come and hang out and do this again. All right. Beal will be smiling. Beal's got his no trade clause. He plays in the NBA. He's making millions. He's gonna be smiling through it all. And I think you should be smiling through it all too. Tomorrow. Suns lose! Suns lose! Suns lose!